OG versus Team Liquid. Grand Finals, Game 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. That's right, it's OG versus Team Liquid Grand Finals International 2019. And I hope you're in it for the long haul because this is a best of 5 series. First team to take 3 games will win this entire tournament. As you saw earlier, I'm joined here by Gunnar and Febby. And as they had briefly mentioned on the panel, this is 2 European teams. And this is the first time that 2 teams from the same region have been competing in TI Grand Finals since 2014, which it was Vici Gaming and Newbie.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you really quickly, as we are soon getting into this draft, what's it like playing another team for your region, and what's like the scrim culture? Because obviously, when someone's very close to you geographically, it makes sense to play them frequently in scrims. So, what kind of information do you get during scrims? Are you more trying to figure out what you're good at, or are you trying to figure out what the enemy team is bad at? You're trying to figure out new strats. You're trying to play heroes. What exactly do teams get by doing scrims?
Well, a lot of the times in tournaments, whenever same region teams play each other, you'll see that there's like upsets, right? Where it's like this really strong team that could be like top 6, top 4, whatever, is getting knocked out by, like maybe a top 12 team or something like that from their same region. And it's because they play each other, like you said, a lot, right? They know their strats, they know the way they like to draft, they know the players, especially from pubs. Like you play the pubs with some player, you know this guy likes to pick these type of heroes, he likes to kind of make this stuff around the map, and sure, it's not in a competitive as aspect all times, but you get a feel for all the players. So that's why a lot of the times, like here, I'm expecting to see the games be like a little closer than OG's like normal run, right?
Right. And Liquid are doing a good job to make sure that doesn't happen, as we see in the first phase bans already taking away a lot of the things that OG have been proving to be extremely powerful on: the IO, the Magnus, and the Alchemist.
And but OG do get Enchantress.
They do.
Which they're probably like the best Enchantress team right now. Because they play 5. So if you try to like super hard counter this Enchantress, you pick some like Light Stealer, Gyro. These are like okay counters, but you pick some hard counter at the edge and they put it on No Tail and then call it a day. Give Seb a new hero.
Is Chen one of those heroes? Because I know back in the day when both these heroes used to be all about getting neutral creeps, it seemed that there was a real give and take between Enchantress and Chen. Both these heroes have kind of changed their role, Febby. Why exactly do you think Liquid goes for the Chen to respond to this Enchantress?
I think they're looking to group up early and push early and just like have a better early to mid team fight. I think that's what they're thinking right now, especially with the Tide pickup as well.
Also, both heroes in the early game have changed their playstyle a lot. It used to be Enchantress would go for Enchant a lot. And she'd get a creep, the Wildkin, she'd have a little bonus armor, she'd have a Tornado, and that would be like her lane support, right? And now she's more getting heal and untouchable, and she's kind of just right-clicking your carry. And Chen, on the other hand, he has his new passive ability. I guess it's not a passive anymore, right?
It's got a passive component and an active component.
Active, yeah,
so the Divine Favor gives the aura, and then obviously the active teleports you around the map.
So the passive gives you everyone HP regen in an area, and increases the HP regen by percentage. So now a lot of the Chens you'll see they buy a headdress, which also gives everyone bonus 2 HP regen. So now everyone from level 1 in Chen's lane is going to have like 5 HP regen. When they pair it with a hero like Tidehunter, that guy doesn't take damage. So they can kind of match these lanes up, the 2 from Liquid, put them in any hard lane, and they're going to get a lot out of it.
I want to talk about like the meta a little bit in TI because I played in I think 3 or 4 TIs. I think it was 3, and I've been watching other TIs as well. So the meta shifts twice in TI. Once is after the group stage ends and when the what is this called? The
main event.
The main events for our starts. Like a lot of teams like take like those few days.
Especially during the 1 day break, right? There's a day break between the groups and the main stage.
Yeah, they study everything and they decide like what's really good in the meta. And we've been kind of seeing tiny void popping up in the main stage. And at the grand finals, meta shifts again. The first game kind of doesn't matter. It feels good if you win. But I think like Liquid from the first pick bans, because that's like the most important, because that actually shifts your the whole pick ban. So I think this is going to be a really important match to see if they are able to actually beat OG's Enchantress, because it's going to give them a huge edge if they win this, if they are able to beat the Enchantress, because they can play it themselves too.
It's also kind of crazy if you look at this, that OG gets first pick, right, this game? And look at their bans compared to Liquid bans. Liquid has to ban like 3 of these like game-winning
Signature
cores,
heroes,
right?
yeah.
And OG gets to pick, you know, they ban this AA, so it's like it forces you to ban the ALK.
That's what I was getting into. Like OG has a lot of heroes that Liquid needs to first ban. Meanwhile, it's not the same for the other. So yeah.
Yeah, bans against Liquid seems to be more targeted towards Miracle during the ending phases of the draft, because usually you got to be worried about these random anti-mages coming out or something like that. You're not concerned about that happening in the first phase of the draft, so you're just kind of trying to establish your strategy. So for these two teams specifically, as we see a Rubik come out for Liquid, do you think it's more in Liquid's, like the ball is in Liquid's court to kind of figure out what OG is up to, and OG's just like, we're just going to play our own Dota. If you can beat it, then we'll maybe start sweating for game 2, but for right now, you got to prove that you can even take one game off of us.
OG right now, they looked at Dota Buff. They searched TI9, looked at the heroes from the main event, saw the highest win percentages and pick rates, and clicked the top 3.
These seem like good heroes.
And they're hoping that they're going to work together and win them a game of Dota.
Okay.
And Liquid is doing their own style, right?
Yes.
Like this TA is Weeha's hero ever since he joined Liquid. Even before Liquid, he would play like on Chaos, he'd play a lot. But they first picked it the entire time last major. They started first picking it last series. I think it's like their comfort way of playing. It gives them map vision, it gives them a, like almost always a 50-50 lane at worst.
Yeah.
Even if it's like horrible, you can go jungle like in the Huskar lane, right? He can just
Exactly.
jungle, catch up, and come back in the mid late game.
I think right now OG is thinking of picking Void or not. Like they're taking their time because this pick is going to kind of determine their win condition.
I think they're wondering about, they probably saw the last match, right? Which was a Void versus TA.
Yes.
And they saw how that probably panned out, how the TA just like, you know, 3-shot the Void, you can't get time walk off, doesn't really matter. So they're probably considering if they're actually going to be scared of this TA and they need to pick, you know, more of a safer carry against the TA, like a Spectre.
They're going to go for a hard carry option, but one that obviously is very, very strong against TA. Once the Spectre gets that Radiance online, suddenly TA's Refraction is just completely nullified pretty much.
Also, Spectre's a common Manta buyer. That's one of the things you want on an Agi hero versus TA. It serves 2 functions. You can dodge or remove the Meld Strike, and also burns the Refraction instantly. Because you have 3 different heroes.
It is not a carry hero that we see much here at TI9, but it is really amazing against Liquid supports right now. Those 2 squishy, the single target supports, the backline supports. It's really easy for the Spectre to go on Liquid's backline right now.
So the cool thing about Spectre this tournament is people are like doubling down on the late game on it. They go Midas on Spectre as their first item.
But what about the days of the old Vanguard Spectre? You're just like, no, I'll be able to make it to the late game. You're like, listen, either win or lose, this Spectre is going to get super farmed. It's up to you to end the game, and they were going Midas?
Yeah, it's like a lot of carries are going more, you have to get a lot out of the map these days, right? That's why these heroes like Alchemist and Meepo, like for Liquid, right? That's their Meepo. Like these, even Arc Warden, these heroes get more gold out of their gold.
Right.
Alchemist just gets double the gold from last hits. Arc Warden gets double the gold from
Midas.
having, well, double Midas, but also in team fights he has 2 sets of items.
True.
Meepo gets 4 times the stats, right? So they have a lot of like functions that, since these teams playing the map so well these days, and they can't really like, you know, force people away from the map, that stuff like that is just really strong.
These heroes from Liquid side, it's really familiar too. I remember it punishing the Raze King draft. These heroes want to play fast, and that's what Spectre is kind of scared about. So laning phase is really important for both sides, because if Liquid gets to win, then they're just going to start snowballing.
OG last ban a Gyro and then pick up a Pugna.
So I think that's going to be a mid Pugna versus TA. The matchup's a lot better now than it has been, and even when the Pugna at 6, the TA has a really hard time laning against him. And they'll probably try to lane this tiny top, I guess. I think the tiny top's a little safer than the Pugna, but they can always swap the lanes around based on this last pick from Liquid.
I was thinking Liquid's gonna pick a hero like Troll to amplify the early mid game, but because of the Pugna pick, it can get kited real rare. So,
Meepo.
So Liquid want to take that Spectre game to the next level. Another hero that can quickly amplify his own farm. Meepo, the last pick on Team Liquid.
That pushes TA to safe lane, I guess.
Yes.
It's a very early fast tempo. Spectre's not gonna have a lot of room to breathe. It's pretty good late game. So yeah, it looks like a really good last pick Meepo.
So then does this change the side lane Liquid situation for OG? Like, are you going to move the Tiny around or the Elder Titan around elsewhere? Because you still got a Spectre that you got to babysit.
Probably not. The thing that's kind of scary for Liquid is OG has an ET, right? And ET is so good against Meepo.
Yes.
You get Astro Hero damage from each Meepo. You get the aura on all the Meepos. You can stomp all the Meepos. They're always going to be clumped. You're always going to these big team fights. So that's the one big question I have about this Meepo pick.
And Elder Titan is a hero that we've been seeing a lot of strength of just in the laning phase. Even before the multiple Meepos come online or something like that, he's going to be getting a ton of damage from that Astral Spirit.
Yeah, but individually you're right. But I think the way these heroes work together right now, Liquid's heroes, they all complement each other in the early mid game. So it's gonna be pretty hard if they win if OG loses the lanes. The lanes are really important this game.
All right, then let's hear some of the justification from Team Liquid's coach, Roman.
All right, Roman, you are now drafting in a grand final. Curious from your perspective, is it any different, your approach to the draft, now that you know that you've got 5 games instead of 3, or is the preparation the same?
It's slightly different simply because you have, let me put it this way, you can drop 1 game. Basically, it's a, how to put it? You get more time to play, basically.
How do you feel about your draft right now?
I think we're a very comfort draft this time. We played a very similar draft before in this tournament, so I feel good.
All right, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, back to you guys as we get this first game going.
Thank you very much, Casey, and welcome everyone to the 2019 Grand Finals, a best of 5 between Team Liquid and OG. I'm Odie Pixel here with Fog. We've just seen the draft. It's all very exciting, right? We have Liquid, they raise up the TA, then out comes the Pugner, and then they say, well, we're going to switch it around. We're going to bring out the Meepo, but, and there's a big but, right, Fog? There's something kind of good on OG's side.
There is a good Elder Titan pick for that Meepo. This should be a really interesting one. We look at OG, like you said, this is what happens when we get to the later stages, and of course in the finals of TI. It's all about counter picks and just mind games. Like you said, they just swap the lanes around immediately just from the picks. And even though you don't see too often that these swaps happen, it's gonna be those mind games. Because immediately, look who's actually playing the Meepo, and look at his items. Those aren't mid items on our Meepo. Those are side lane item Meepos. So that's already a big change up there. Yes. They're going to be seeing the player. They're going to be Weehaws playing Meepo. Of course it's going to be mid. So now we're going to see if they can actually scout the lane. Weehaws just going to hide. He has to hide this to make sure that OG does get caught off guard on it.
And talk to me about this then. The Elder Titan, a hero that we've seen a lot of drafts where, for other reasons, there could have been the reason to pick the Meepo, but it hasn't come out. What makes this hero so scary for the Meepos out there?
A lot of the times, of course, you get that big amount of damage that can work for Astro, but it's a 5 position. I think the bigger thing as a 5 position versus that Meepo is you're amplifying everybody else versus him, and you're stunning multiple Meepos. Sure, he's not going to be stacking all 5 of them all the time, or all 4 of them at the same time, all 3 of them, whatever, in those situations when he does have them, but it's the likeliness that you're getting multiple Meepos stomped is very, very high.
We're going to see both teams come out to try and get a look at getting the advantage in the runes, and it will be Liquid able to take 3 bounty runes to start the game off.
Lanes are identified immediately. OG's going to play super aggressive down bottom. They know it's a Meepo in the side lane. They're just going to constantly be running at him, and now it's going to be Miracle in that matchup mid versus a Tiny.
Yeah, interesting to see, especially after, as the panel were mentioning earlier, how Weeha and Miracle were sort of juggled around back in the day on Balkan Bears between the mid lane, and now here on the same team, Miracle says it's my turn to take myself back to mid.
I'm really curious
to the side lane
to see how the side lane Meepo is going to do. We pretty much strictly see this hero placed in the mid lane because you need experience. You want to be getting that solo experience for yourself, being able to always... Oh, Zeke actually going to get a tops back, tops, and oh, he actually has the tree grab as well as the avalanche, but put some pressure on. But yeah, this Meepo is going to be splitting experience with the Chen, so I think we're going to see Kuroki, in particular, moving away from the lane a lot as the Chen. You have to give Meepo levels.
And looking at the other side lane up top, Mind Control tied, backed up by GH against Snowtail and Ana. Is this is a lane where Ana's going to be able to get some space to farm, or can Liquid really amp up the pressure on a Spectre early on?
I think Ana's going to be able to farm up here just fine. They could set up some kills onto No-Tail, but onto Ana, I don't think you can kill a Spectre with a Rubik and a Tidehunter. You can prevent some farm though, right? This is the damage reduction lane. Fade Bolt as well as Anchor Smash will be a little annoying, but this is what Elder Titan does. This is why he's picked so often.
He runs the heroes down.
Yeah, he just secures the lane pretty nicely for
refreshing the spirit here, nearly getting GH. Single-handedly just beating these two far, far away from Ana, so Ana's got all the space in the world.
Yeah.
Let's have a look on the mid lane. CS 7 for 3, Thompson at the moment against the 4 for 0. I guess what expected, Tiny's going to have this advantage?
Yeah, would definitely think so. It's also very easy to always play aggressive as the Tiny too, because your Avalanche removes 6 of those instances of refraction whenever he does get the levels up on Miracle. gotta make sure you don't need too many side blades this option, because you are very low armor, of course.
Again, I mean, no tail. He's going to take quite a bit of damage in response this time with the guts to the anchor smash. Trying to run away with the tanker. He's going to look for the neutral creep tonight. Not going to get it. GH able to get that first blood, taking down No Tail. As No Tail, for the most part, still able to do his job with regards to pushing them away from Ana. But obviously just wants to make sure that he doesn't feed himself away too many times. Otherwise, that is when you are going to see that dual lane up top, get the levels, and then have the better chance of forcing that Spectre out of the lane.
It's his job, though. I think a death like that for No Tail, it's forgivable. Sure, you don't want it to happen, but he's owned them. Like you were saying, Ana's able to get all the last hits. He's 11-1 when it's only 7-2 Tidehunter. So it's all about the space. And we look at OG's draft. They're about the late game. You look at Liquid's draft, they're very early game centric. They want to be snowballing the game, getting bros control, and just ending the game before it gets too late on. Because OG's, if it gets to the late game, you can assume that they're going to be able to take it very easily with that Spectre. Yeah,
when OG's having such a good time in some of these matchups, they're going to be very, very happy. The mid lane continuing to be very much in Thompson's favor. 15 for 8 against the 9 for 0. Miracle is going to look to fight back. Thompson getting rather low. Miracle looking for the angle. He does find the angle, but it isn't quite enough damage. Thompson will be able to walk away.
He's going to have to TP to base, though. That's pretty huge there. Miracle, after having a pretty rough start in the laning phase, 8 denies on the Tiny, pushes him out. Thompson getting a bit too over-aggressive there. So we see Weehaw is going to be hitting this level 3, level 4. Kuroki has absolutely been moving away from the lane a lot to ensure that the Meepo gets that extra experience. And he's grabbing his creeps. He's actually grabbing the Ogre Frost Mage this time just for the armor. 15 armor on Meepo to soak some of that bullying that comes out from Seb as well as Jerax. But they're glyphing the wave, and they want to continue this pressure.
Farm between Seb and Wee, very even at the moment. They're both getting something good out of this lane. Still the best position on the map happens to be Ana's up top. The Spectre leading the way in CS. The duo lane was not able to do enough to break past No Tail and slow Ana's early game down.
Thompson will not get the rune, but the rune will spawn bottom, and Jerax is already there waiting for it. So yeah, I mean, we hop down bottom. He's just gonna farm really well, actually, even though the Enchantress tends to be able to bully most heroes. With the Ransack in combination with this armor, like his main Meepo is sitting at like 17 armor when he's away from the tower, of course. So how do you harass 17 armor when he's also healing off hitting creeps? So definitely an interesting approach coming out here from Liquid.
Thompson back in the lane, definitely with that a good bit of time the Miracle got with Thompson having to head back to base. The even trader farm is there, and of course Miracle as the TA will be able to turn towards the jungle camps, ancient camps, and get those sort of guaranteed item timings unless OG's able to really invade Liquid's half of the map and get in his face.
Bounty runes in 10. Team's preparing for those. Thompson making his way down bottom to fill up his bottle as well.
The grab bag is always on the cliff.
He doesn't have a TP.
He doesn't have a TP, No Tail.
He's got to watch the runes get taken right in front of him.
Oh, he's going to be stuck up here for a little bit of time. His only way down, really, a TP delivery. And it's not going to come for a while.
No,
he has some on the courier, but of course Thompson's got to take priority.
Now they're going to shift Jerax up top. He actually was jungling as the Pugna when he got the Arcane Rune, so level 3, pretty decent levels on this Pugna to come up top and try to help Ana a little bit. And Ana already has Soul Ring, so he's got his farming item already finished up on the Spectre. But they will be able to pressure him a little bit now as GH, though, stepped up a bit too far.
Get the dagger in, Jerax moving forward. GH brought down low. Jerax needs one more blast to connect, and there it is. GH is brought out. As soon as No Tail's out of action on that top lane and on the cliff, they bring Jerax in and are able to make sure that that lane really does continue to go the favor of OG, and the time and space is created for the courier to get out, get No Tail his TP, so he's back in action.
And he's going to double stack, so he got some time wasted for himself on that Elder Titan, but gets 2 stacks up for his team to be able to farm up, and he's going to get that extra gold as well from that stack.
Yeah, and OG just really made the best out of what could have been a bit of an awkward situation.
Yep.
With OG potentially having Ana be supportless on that lane for a minute. A group back up, OG making full efficiency of the shrine. And that bottom lane, Weehaw.
It's the most important one to look at.
He's getting the farm. He's able to turn into the jungle a little bit as well. In fact, with the poofs, he's keeping Seb low. Seb, he's going to be able to run away with that heal, but has to be careful as that magical poof gets leveled up.
He's committing forward again, actually, onto Seb. Fakes out those poofs. Seb will be forced to pop one of the Fairy Fires just in case. Weehaw, this is, I mean, it's a really interesting approach, right? I mean, Kuroki is literally just giving this Meepo pretty much full experience down bottom, and it's giving him good opportunities to pressure Seb, pressure an Enchantress, which you usually do not see.
And they might see if they can get the setup again as Seb gets blocked in here. Will steal the creeper Kuroki, but the controls there from Weehaw. Fairy Fire pop Seb. He's going to have to heal back up in a second. So once more, will be able to keep himself out of vision behind the tree. Pop the heal, Weeha's going to try. Now he's going to hold it off. He knows he's not got the damage to do so. Back up top, Liquid getting in close and personal with no tail.
I wonder if that was a bit of a misclick bottom, right? Kuroki actually divide favored the Meepo that was right next to him. Back to... I think he was trying to pull... I don't know. It looked like he was trying to pull GH or somebody else bottom to go for the Enchantress, but he ended up pulling the Meepo that was right next to him. So a little bit of wasted time there for the divine favor on that first gank, but yeah, they do get no tail up top.
Still overall a very close laning phase. A 1k advantage at the moment for Liquid, just 2 for 1. As there's no one really getting heavily zoned out of their lane. All the cores finding farm in this early game.
Yeah, I guess my control may be the slight one, but he's just right behind Seb anyway. It's like barely any advantage for the Enchantress. But now Seb, he's trying to get it, get some pressure on.
Making sure that Weehaw cannot sort of be left to his own devices inside of the jungle.
It's a neat way of like approaching the dynamic, right? They're like, okay, Enchantress is gonna suffer a little bit here, but then Jerax, you're actually the one that can pressure towers. So now we have a Pugna that's farming bottom and taking the tier 1 as a support.
Thompson was able to get in and grab the regen room, but Miracle, he's got backup. GH is there, Thompson, he cannot escape these twos. GH is able to block him off. He may have got the rune, but it'll cost him his life. There's no further backup from OG prepared for that contest of the rune that Liquid knew was absolutely going to happen. Thompson was going to go hunting for that 8-minute rune every time.
And they actually like double protected the mid lane too with sentries just to be able to watch out for their side traps from the TA, but not up toward the rune. And those are the ones that are really going to punish the movements when you aren't able to have those sentries placed down pretty much everywhere.
Correct. He's ready to smash some fools with the double hellbears, taking them up towards the top, set up there onto mind control, instantly crack the shells off the sleep, but it doesn't matter. The damage output from Thompson will take mind control out of the lane. Successful rotation from Thompson. We'll see if he can make anything more happen with this. Kuro still around in the neighborhood. Thompson, to get it captured on GH. Here's another combo. It's another kill. Thompson, with these moves that he's so well known for, he knows exactly when he can leave that mid lane, head elsewhere, and make so much happen in favor of OG as he'll slowly chase down Kuro. Seb will be there to steal the kill, but Thompson's pressure and movements at 9 minutes in, getting 3 kills for OG.
And he kills the Chen creeps as well, and he keeps the regen on, so he can go make another move. We've seen Thompson do this a lot of times.
Thompson.
Yep, when he plays the Tiny, he just gets super active. Look at Seb as well. They know that they just need to get active around the map and then just give space for Spectre.
He's trying to play the number game here, seeing if he has the damage output to bring down Jerax, but in fact it's Jerax that brings Weehaw. He's one of the Meepos incredibly low. We'll be able to get into the trees and poof back to safety, back towards mid. Thompson starting to dive in towards Miracle. He has the meld, no detection on the front lines from OG. So Miracle will be able to back away. Also GH and Kuro by his side in case the dive came in, but OG they'll hold off. Look for the 10-minute rune. Thompson's going to be able to grab it again. Double damage this time.
Oh my god.
You've got to watch out for the plays he's looking to make.
You can't let him get all these power runes. We saw what he's been able to do in the group stages when he just starts taking over runes, and it's starting to happen. Sure, Liquid, they're still looking good with their farm, but they want to be more ahead. They're all about that early game centric draft, and Thompson's starting to move around.
There's nothing more terrifying than a Thompson Tiny coming to look for a high five. GH has to run. Weehaw is going to come over, and Thompson knows that he has dove as far as he can, or has he? Still looking at an opportunity to get in on GH as he'll look to cut down the trees. He's going to find the avalanche of Thompson. He persists. He continues the chase. He sees the opportunity, and he's just getting so much done. This Tiny just can't stop killing people.
And he's going mid again, and they're already pressuring the tower with the siege creep here, while Ana just continues to farm up top. Ana does not have, he does actually have mana for the haunt if he does use the soul ring.
Another ravage in mid. Mind Control's going to come in with a quick setup onto Jerax. A meld hit from Miracle will do the job. Now they look for the body blocks onto Seb. Smash there from the Hellbear. Liquid will punish OG. Getting themselves those 2 kills as the rest of OG sort of try and follow in the footsteps of Thompson with their aggression. Doesn't work out as well for those two.
They bring a lot of attention though. Weeha's still able to farm the jungle for the side of Liquid, but a lot of attention's been brought onto that mid tower, and it's pretty much dead. It's down to 150 HP. But OG losing a bit more than they probably wanted to there as Mind Control getting that nice ravage. But Ana, that's the big one to look at, right? He's gotten the soul ring, he's now got the Midas finished up as well.
He is low.
He is low though, Weeha. might actually be able to set up for this here.
Even with the one charge, he won't have enough for a horn or any way to escape as we are from the trees. He's got the catch. Anna, has he got the movement speed? He has, in fact. He's going to be able to separate himself. They're trying to go for it, but they just don't have enough duration on that lockdown. He'll be able to walk away from what looked like potentially a guaranteed kill.
And that would have been such a clutch one too, right? It was right when the Midas was coming out. Thompson getting a bit deep here, getting surrounded. Has the phase boots win lace, but will be slowed up.
Yeah, Miracle with the wrap round. Thompson, his reign on Liquid's half of the map finally put to an end.
They are literally just running around trying to set up kills and just make space for the Spectre. But now Seb also a bit far up, and he's getting surrounded.
Trying to keep this aggression up. Seb just gets burst down by the heavy damage output of Liquid's heroes. He cannot continue to play this aggressive, overestimating his safety with that heal, but it doesn't matter if there's the burst online. And at this point, 12 minutes in, with Liquid having the numbers, they can easily take the Ench out of the game and put pressure onto the tier 1 tower. We'll see a TP in from Thompson. He's ready to try and help hold. A stop setup onto GH will be there, but still with the stolen avalanche, he'll keep Thompson and Notel at bay.
Big 2 moves there by Liquid. This is how they want to play. They want to be setting the tempo, setting the pace with their draft, getting that big early advantage, and then they can go into the Roche pit and force OG to fight them when they have this late game type of draft with the Spectre. OG doubling down to make sure they protect their mid tower too. Just all about this map control and keeping themselves farmed up. It's really going to be that name of the game. Is OG's going to try to farm, gank as well, and just let the Spectre get that late game insurance. Seb actually had a Midas queued up as well, and he switched. He's starting to realize it's not just like the magical damage that was hurting or anything, it's the physical burst from all the armor reduction. That meld plus the gush, it's too much for him to handle. He's going Ghost Scepter first time. So really needing and really wanting to emphasize that he can actually survive a single combo, but there's still a lot of magic damage also on Liquid.
I mean, it pretty much what saves him from every hero apart from the Meepo.
Yeah.
The Weeha Meepo is still going to be a big threat for Seb, but even with it, like that was going to be the case anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it makes this situation worse. If it was caught out by the Meepo now, he'd probably die anyway. So having that Ghost Scepter against the other heroes on Liquid's lineup will certainly give him a chance to get the heal off, walk away, and buy time for the rest of OG to come in and keep the fight going.
Miracle. Level 12. This is a very high level TA with a lot of farm right now, almost at the top of the net worth in the game. And yet level 12 in comparison to Thompson, who has been running around. As you expect, he will be starting to get behind the level.
See if he's got the duration of control with these roots. One more will be out, but there's the backup. Notel, he's able to set up a beautiful sleep onto the 3 of them. Jax and Thompson here as well. They'll look to burst him. He cannot escape with the avalanche from Thompson. He's held down. The rest of Liquid trying to abuse the fact that Seb's alone, but this time Seb will be able to walk away. The most they'll get out of it is that mid tier 1 tower as Miracle keeps pushing on.
And there's one of the examples why ET can be so good versus Meepos. You're always going to be getting some situations where you get multi-heroes, multi-Meepo stomps and setting up for a counter gank. And even Jerax down bottom, Ana was low. They don't want Ana to go back to base. Jerax actually drains pretty much all of his health pool with the life drain to heal up Ana so he can keep that map presence.
I mean, you can definitely feel that timer. Ana, Midas, 1,700 gold on his way towards the Relic and Radiance. They've got to keep the pressure on, and they have now got that Desolator done on Miracle. We've seen already the physical damage output they can offer, and here we have it again. Goodbye, Seb. Back to the base with you, as Liquid can now make these moves, take these tier 1s, and even start to think about going for tier 2s very early on with this Chen Deso TA combination.
Even go for sneaking a Roche. They could even just send the Chen creeps with the TA, easy Roshan, or the same thing with the Meepo. They have a lot of different options that Liquid can do in order to sneak these very strong objectives for them that they need in this game. They want to keep the snowball going. 3K advantage, very good for Liquid right now, but they got to keep it up. They don't want to slow down in this game at all. Do not let OG back up and farm.
This is their window. This time before the Radiance, they have to take as much as they can from the map.
Seb turning up top, trying to get that creep aggro off the tower.
Also going to see Notel start to head over. We'll get a few wards down for the vision, and back in mid, Thompson was pushing out the wave. Weeha was ready to make the jump.
Thompson.
Can he get himself out? The avalanche buying him time to get into the trees. The next route will miss, but that one will connect as Weeha. Has he got the damage?
He sure does.
Weeha now starting to get the kills, and again, top lane Seb, he just gets run down by this combination of the Tide and the TA. Notel's disabled as they'll pick him up, toss him down. Miracle's just starting to walk around with the group, get these kills after kills. They really are playing the exact pace they need to, Liquid, as they now stand at a 4K gold lead
and they're getting these early objectives.
And they're running directly to the pit. They just got all these kills on the map. They know everyone's going to be respawning, but they should be able to kill this way too fast for the side of OG to respawn. But they are going to be respawning. Let's see if they can actually make it there, as also a full Ethereal Blade now finished up for the Meepo of
Now we're going to see, when Weehard tries to go for these kills, he's going to get them every time. There's not going to be that sort of delay, that requirement for him to hit every net. They're going to get destroyed in the first combo that the Meepo comes out with.
This is exactly how they needed to play the draft so far, and they've gotten away with that. They just need to keep that advantage pushing. Ana, about 200 gold from the Relic.
It's close.
Still a ways
the
away
timer
from
is
Radiance.
still ticking.
Yep.
That's mid lane. Thompson jumped upon. Jerax is there. Can offer the heal to keep him safe, as well as No-Tail throwing out a stop. Holds Liquid back. Liquid, they're not ones to stop the pressure they're putting on. They'll stand tall here as they push on towards this tier 2 tower.
And I love how they can do this. They send Meepo bottom, they send Weehad down there. He can set up to defend the tower, and he can just poof back in. Or even if they send another hero bottom, they can Divine Favor and bring that hero also back.
You've got to watch for mind control. That Blink and Ravage available. He's looking for an opportunity to set something up. Anytime he feels that he can get in with a Ravage, he'll go for it. In fact, they're going to try and fight with the Horn here, and straight away Ana comes into the mid. Mind control. He has the Ravage ready. Talons are all fine with them, and now they can just run OG's hero down one by one. Thompson tries to turn with the Avalanche, but the mech is popped. Ana and Thompson are dead. They do lose Miracle for this effort, as well as Weehard's Aegis getting taken the once. See if they can go for it a second time. No, he had the main Meepo out in the jungle, so he's easily safe and back out off the back of the respawn. A 2 for 2, well, a 2 for 1.5 with Aegis being burnt.
5-man Ravage, though, coming in. I don't think he didn't even get the blink off. He just walked in and
just walked in.
Every single one.
It was a bit of an awkward start there, really, from OG. They were going in with this Horn. Ana ends up being on the front lines. And that really was, I think, the easiest Ravage the mind controls had to pop.
I think they underestimated how tanky the side of Liquid really is when they have this mech finished up, as well as a Hand of God up from Kuroki. We see they go in with the Haunt, but everything just gets popped pretty much right away after that Ravage, and they're all full health. I think the fight there for OG, what they're trying to do is, they don't have the Radiance ready, but if they're able to do decent in that fight, and if Ana is able to actually survive the fight, he gets full Radiance and the fight explodes.
And we saw a bit more context, right? He was trying to get himself away from Weehard down bottom. So he was sort of forced to make the Haunt play. Whoever he jumps on in the mid lane, that sort of fight's going to happen. So Ana was sort of just stuck in a very hard place in terms of the moves that he can make.
Absolutely. And we see the wards by Liquid. This is just an emphasis of how fast they want to be playing in this game. They put 3 wards watching behind this tier 2 mid. They want to really press the issue and try to close the game out with this advantage. If they can keep this advantage going, it's going to be great for them.
Everything so far on the checklist of what Liquid needs to do has been ticked. 13-7, 6k lead, both Weehart and Miracle hitting those timings. They have the farm, 10k advantage.
And you see them immediately group up, go back to the mid lane. Even if they don't have Ravage just yet, they're still just trying to set up and push the base down, push as hard as they can, take all the objectives, close the map from OG. As you see Meepo, Weehart, he's constantly on the prowl, looking for Ana, looking for the Spectre in the side lanes.
See Ana, he knows he's got to be careful, showing he's so close to having the Radiance. And at a time where Haunt is about to be back online, he's got to try and get it done, but a beautiful net into the trees there is going to hold him back, cancel the TP, should still have the chance of running away with the dagger. I mean, I say that Weehar's continuing to another route. Weehar, he's hitting them every single time. He's held him down. The dagger is there, but there's the E-Blade. Weehar continues to play around with Ana, and they'll drag him back. GH is there with a follow-up. A beautiful play from Weehar. This is why this man's Meepo is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, thanks, Ana. I could have gone with absolutely perfect as well.
You could have gone right.
Oh, that was good. I mean, he hit them every single time, blind into the trees. That's a dead Ana. And at the most important time, he was so close to his Radiance. He had the Haunt available, but he's out the game again. Liquid continuing to do everything right.
Yep. This Meepo pick is really seeming to be amazing for them, as it just puts too much pressure on the map. They were able to push as a group unit, get these towers down, but also the Meepo can address the split push, address the late game that OG's trying to take it to. He can constantly pick up those sides. 14-7, 8k lead, 6k experience advantage as well. And immediately, they're knocking on the front door.
This is the scary bit for OG, as they sort of ask themselves, are they going to go high ground? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Deso, BKB, no reason for Liquid to start to slow down at this point. OG will turn up. in their numbers.
Radiance is done. OG might look to go for taking the fight. So the backline can be very squishy versus Radiance, but they have mech. They have level 2 Hand of God for Kuroki as well.
And
so a lot of heal can come in.
This is the point where even though they have that 8k lead, you gotta be careful. You lose one fight whilst ahead against the Spectre and his Radiance, that's when the comeback can begin.
Absolutely. But they do have BKB on Miracle. They have a lot of these big items that allows them to go for aggressive plays.
Ghost Scepter's going to buy him a little bit of time. The stolen dagger for GH is going to get chucked down upon him. GH trying to offer him the heals. No tell with the stomp from the high ground. Is able to disable Miracle's TA. Make sure that he cannot continue to commit onto Seb, and Seb will be kept safe. As Liquid still continue to sort of dance around the outskirts of OG, wait to see an opportunity to go in, but they know they've got to be careful. And OG, they'll smoke up. They themselves know they can get something good going with that Spectre Haunt. The smoke was spotted out by the warding. So they know that OG's up to something, Liquid, and they're trying to sort of bait at the moment. Have Miracle on the front, see who reveals themselves. For now, it's just Seb.
Both sides look like they're kind of baiting, right? Seb's like, come at me. My team's on the right, you know this, but I know your team's on the left. So both teams kind of playing with each other there. Popping the south now, trying to force Miracle to go in further.
And another meld hit off him.
Whoa.
Seb's got to be careful. He's got the Ghost Scepter, but Mind Control jumps in Gush. Used to help slow Seb down. Still needs that second meld hit again to save Jerax with the Decrepify. Stops Miracle from being able to get another touch in onto Seb. Seb will be fine. Thompson on the high ground with that Invis rune, maybe able to set up a toss back. Miracle is going to receive a bit of damage from the Avalanche. Trying to bait out a BKB potentially, but Miracle keeps his cool. Relies on the refraction alone.
Still very tanky. 1680 HP. Thompson looking to want to go back in though. He has the blink available.
Seb a little low, but the Nature's Attendants will make quick work of getting him back up to full HP. And OG, they are certainly starting to push Liquid back off their half of the map. Thompson's going to look for the quick combo on GH, but a Glimmer Cape's available. They still have the vision with the sentry down for a toss. GH, he's able to back off and get away. The Haunt now being used. They want to try and utilize this radius to get the kills. They'll get the support of GH. Can they get any of the bigger cores? It doesn't look like it for now. The rest of Liquid able to safely get out of there. And now Liquid, they can work with in mind that there's no Haunt Radiance. It was used only for GH. This is a good window where Liquid can get back to doing what they just were, especially with the Blink Dagger being finished on Miracle.
OG definitely wanted to get more out of that one there, but Liquid too quick to disengage. And that Glimmer, just every little thing buying some time for them to get out before that Spectre Haunt is able to catch more in the back lines.
I mean, and you could see that was exactly how Liquid was playing there. That whole sort of movement and sort of hesitating to go in. They were just waiting for that Haunt. OG, they finally felt forced to try and make something happen with it, and it wasn't good enough. Liquid still able to keep this stronghold.
Both teams were definitely toying with each other a little bit there on the initiation. Both teams had good vision of each other. They both were aware of
this
most of the
board here. It's going to have eyes on Thompson. Quick blink from Thompson out before the Gush connects. Seb's instantly out of this top area of the map.
Thompson also having a haste rune. This could be a really big one for the next upcoming fights, as he can dance in and out of the fights much easier to get multiple combos. Liquid all joining in together in the area up top. They have a Silver Edge also finished on the Meepo too. So Silver Edge in this game, I know we've seen a lot of Meepos just pick up Silver Edge, but in this game, he's versus a Spectre, he's versus an Enchantress. It's a really good Silver Edge game.
Especially this, but you know, it still takes a little bit of time, right, to get that first hit on the edge. But when you do, she will be very, very easy to kill. I mean, item-wise, what's Seb walking around with at the moment? Just the Ogre Club, Ghost Scepter and the Midas. Playing for that late game, playing for the towards the idea that OG can continue to hold and make sure that Liquid don't take any of the tier 3s. And, you know, despite that early advantage, that they are yet to be able to break the base of OG. OG, even with not necessarily the biggest Haunt in the world, it's slowing down Liquid that little bit. That lead that they've grown has started to sort of stagnate and to stay at that same bar. If OG can take a great fight around the Haunt, the turnaround could start to come in. Seb,
oh, for sure.
Up
Seb
to the high ground. They've got the knock down. Jump forward from Miracle. They're going to offer the stomp. It will slow down Miracle's damage output and giving Seb the time to walk out. Ghost Scepter pops as well as the heals. Liquid try and stay on top of the edge. There's the lockdown. Weehar's in with the net. They'll finally kill Seb off. Question is, how much can they do with this bit of time? No Enchantress. Anna pushed the bottom lane out all the way around. They can go for the tier 1 tower, but they'll struggle to go for more whilst that creep momentum has been dealt with by Anna's Spectre.
I feel like we've seen a lot of these cat-mouse games a lot here at this Internationals. When you have this late-game lineup that doesn't really have the best team fight, you're facing versus a lineup that has an immense amount of team fight, you kind of just have to dance around the map and try to take your best bets and just push, split push and catch waves and just delay the game. That's what OG's name of the game is for this one. Liquid's trying their best not to allow that to happen, and they have good heroes for it, as we were mentioning. They even have an illusion rune now, too, for the Meepo, so he's going to push out the bottom wave, they're going to push in the mid wave, too, and then pretty much everything is pushed in, so they can go for this opportunity of that Roche.
Now another Roche. Another Aegis. Of course, this time the cheese on top as a bit of a bonus for Liquid.
Yep.
And with the speed that they do it, even with OGs, there's some semi-decent ways to contest Roche. They just cannot set up in time. Even with the ET control around the pit, the Haunt to get in, they're still not quite ready to make those sort of aggressive plays, OG. They have to continue to wait for Liquid to come to them and for Liquid to mess up.
The scary thing is, though, it's, you know, we're saying the late game insurance always about the Spectre, but everybody else on the side of OG, they're really falling off. And it's a Spectre, sure, who's amazing in the game, but versus a TA and a Meepo, these two might
hard.
be enough. It probably are enough to be able to just crush a Spectre in these fights.
Especially with the Silver Edge build, as you mentioned. They have the tools. It's not an easy situation at all for OG to get themselves out of. There's Ravage high control, but the Ravage is going to buy time for the rest of the team to come over. First net won't quite connect onto Anna as he's forced back to safety. They'll still continue to try and chase on. Anna's into the trees this time. He will be able to TP out. We are not quite in range. Continue to lock him down. Thompson with a poke from the back, making sure that Liquid cannot chase down any of the remaining members of OG. He'll stay hidden in the trees. GH.
It looks like Thompson's almost playing like Tinker or something in this round. Like, last like 6 minutes or so, I feel like I've just seen Thompson in the tree lines, cutting creep waves to try to delay the push that's going to be coming out from Liquid inevitably.
The items for Anna are continuing to roll out. Full Manta. As usual, the items for everyone else still have ground to a bit of a halt on OG. Setups there onto one of the Meepos. They're going to drop the ult down, but already Miracle's on the backline. He's dead. He's dead. He pauses the BKB. It doesn't matter. They're able to beat him down, and now they look towards We Are. Silver down with the impetus. It follows up. Still, he has enough HP to walk. The torch steps in. He's straight on top of We Are. We Are's dead the once. Can they do it again? No doubt. He's got the spirit out. Backing off, We Are again. He had the main Meepo up onto the safe area of the high ground. Thompson, he's not stopping though. They're holding back a little bit with the E-Blade. Can they get this kill? We Are again. Boost off to the side, but he's left one up in the high ground. Is there any disable? There is not. He's able to jump back down, get himself away. OG continue to chase. But these roots, these nets, they're holding OG back. Thompson in again with the blink. He needs help. We Are. Is he going to get it? The stomps down onto the entire army of Meepos. Hand of God's pop. We Are trying to turn. Miracle is killed on Jarek. The buyback from Miracle. They're turning it around. Liquid. They'll get Thompson and Jarek. Sam, but no doubt. They're going to try and run. Anna, he's in with the horn, chasing down We Are. He can surely finish this kill off. We Are so low. The Glimmer give it a line. Finally, Anna gets We Are. Liquid back to looking to continue the cleanup. They'll chase Seb. Seb's heals will not be strong enough. Seb will fall. There's no tell. TP out in the trees gets him away. Anna's still in the neighborhood, but he will manage to make his way out of there. They get the kill on We Are. They force out a buyback from Miracle, but still it cost them a lot, and they're diving deep, OG.
You see how much they want to go for those dive plays, though. They're like, Ana is getting kills, Ana is being enabled, Ana, right? For OG, that's all they're thinking about, is just making this man shine. And they're starting to. He's almost creeping toward the #1 net worth as a Spectre. That was a pretty big chase out there, being able to slow down Liquid's Aegis and Cheese push. As Miracle dying so fast in the fight. Now he has Cheese, but he died so quickly in that last.
He went straight in, felt confident with the BKB. But I believe they were able to just get enough burst out before he actually popped the BKB. He died so quickly after. I mean, this was a great sort of bring back from Liquid. This fight could have certainly gone a whole lot worse for Liquid, but they were able to draw OG so far and so deep that a buyback from Miracle was able to be there in time to allow them to get some kills in return. And he nearly sort of survives this.
It was all of these, it was every little thing inside of that instance too. It was the Hand of God, I believe it was the mech as well, and then he also E-Blades the Meepo that's getting focused. So they had to keep switching targets between which Meepo they wanted to actually focus down in there. So it buys a lot of time, but that is a Miracle buyback that is forced. So he has to watch out in these next situations, not to get caught out, because a TA that goes down for 100+ seconds in these next few moments could be devastating.
We Are. He's found himself something juicy. Thompson out in the jungle, does have a blink. He's going to try and get out, going for the TP. GH, will he find him in time? He will. GH in with the grab as Thompson is held back away from being able to TP back to the safety of his base. Dead for 50 seconds. No buyback as well on Thompson. So if Liquid can get the push back together, the base could be in trouble. You have to watch out for any sort of opportunity that Liquid is able to push high ground, because with this TA and Meepo, they make very quick work of the structures.
And Ravage is back online. That was the other important thing too, right? OG, they knew Ravage was on cooldown, so they knew they could chase all the way to the base of Liquid. But now Ravage is back. That's Liquid's timing with this cheese to make sure that Miracle gets his BKB off and just protect him. That TA cannot die in these next few moments.
It just feels, you know, the whole team of OG just sort of standing on Ana's shoulders. He's carried them before. This game is going to be quite a heavy one, but he has got the farm. The problem is that the farm for Liquid is so well dispersed across all their carries. They're all a threat for every single member of OG.
And Thompson's been the punching bag this game. His net worth, he's probably going to get surpassed by Jerax at some point in this game, but Jerax is pretty farmed in this one also for a Pugna. But yeah, like you said, it's mostly on Ana's shoulders right now for the side of OG, as he's got a fair bit of money on this Spectre. Pretty much having the Heart finished up. He's been deciding which one he wants to do. He's switched between Diffusal and Heart 3 or 4 times now. Now he's queued up the Diffusal. Looks like if with the Diffusal, he can kill those backline heroes so easily.
He just feels like he has to do everything right now. He has to survive. He has to do the damage. Sometimes the best defense is an offense. That's why we're seeing him queue that Diffusal blade up potentially instead of the Heart. We'll see what he does invest into, and he's going to buy it up. Diffusal will be there for the next fight, so if they can get in with the perfect Haunt timing, you could start to see a fight where OG are able to sort of pick apart the backline as an Ana can move from kill to kill.
Even pick up the backline, but also look for Mind Control. Mind Control, 700 mana on Tidehunter. Your Ravage, your spells cost a lot of mana.
Jump forward. They've got the silence, they have the physical burst, Seb steps too far forward.
50 seconds, no edge. Might try to press their issue up onto that high ground here with that time.
You see every time, No Tail. Just making sure the Spirit is sort of out in between the teams. So anytime that Liquid do get a kill like this, they cannot just easily collapse onto the remaining members of OG.
His job is keep your Spirit for that natural order on top of pretty much everybody so that Ana can do all that extra damage. Keeps throwing it out. And just continue to try to delay. Seb, going to be respawning in about 15 seconds. But during all this, see Weeha. He's not keeping all his meepos here, obviously. No, he's farming all over the place.
The efficiency for Liquid to sort of utilize the map whilst OG is pushed in is absolutely perfect with this meepo. He can get so much out of being everywhere. Being with the push, being in the jungle, being in the lane. And we are absolutely one of the best in the game at doing so with this hero.
Yeah, and they can even, like we were talking about before too, it's not just the meepo that can go around everywhere, because they have a Chen, they have Divine Favor, so if they want to send another hero even, they can always be pulling people across the map with that Rapture ability of the Divine Favor. As you see the meepo top, silver-edged, Weeha trying to find a frag as he knows OG is going to be setting up on the sides. The smoke comes out, Thompson gets broken right away, he knows, he's pinging it.
At the same time, that will give the info to Liquid that OG are split up. They know that they're not all towards the mid lane. So if the rest of the team can get some sort of a jump, but it's hard, especially Ana. This is really, I guess, the sort of the last hero you want to tackle. Miracle gonna head over to try and go for the bounty room. We'll actually be able to grab it, despite the three of them being here, but they'll look to make him pay. They'll lead in, BKB's popped by Miracle. Ana will continue to chase with the Horn.
He's following him.
He's staying on top of him, making sure that any sort of escape is hard. Mind Control's going to come in the back. He's looking to try and draw the attention of the rest of us. Yeah, there's the Ravage Pod, and now the turnaround comes into play. Liquid, they'll surround Ana. He dove too far. The Spectre's dead. He's got buyback, but of course with the Horn already used, there's no way for him to get back into the fight. So Ana has to sit on the sidelines and just watch as the rest of OG gets bullied heavily by Liquid. The traps are set, Seb's around him. We are double kill as OG again struggling to get anything going their way against Liquid. Another sort of end of a bit of a dry spell where this passive play comes to a point where the frustration is felt. Ana feels he has to try and make something happen with the Haunt. It doesn't go their way, and in fact, mid lane, another attempt to push out Thompson was trying to get the creep waves away from the base, but Weeha, he is just everywhere on this map.
Ooh, it's starting to get a bit out of hand here. Ana, he's diving forward for the kills, but that cheese gets popped in. Oh, they actually popped the glyph. Jerax isn't able to get that one there with the blast even. He's gonna try again, but Weeha, he's here.
He's gonna make him pay for it. Or at least try to do so, Jerax. They'll find him once and force to the side, the roots. making sure that no Glimmer will save him. He gets a Decrepify off, but it doesn't matter. He takes down to the output of Weehaw. Back towards mid. OG, they've got 4 dead. Finally, Seb's back in the game. 20 seconds until Ana returns. But obviously a longer cooldown that matters. That 30 seconds before Haunt. As even with the Haunt, we've seen with how far Liquid are ahead, OG just struggle to get any fights going in their favor as they'll dive in. Weehaw, with all the stats, he's so tanky now in the Meepo that they cannot bully him away. And 36 minutes in, Liquid will finally get themselves into the base, take that mid ranks. They're going to look for more. Jarek's still down for 20. And they do have that Meepo ready to go. They get the toss back on Mind Control. See if they got the damage to beat him down. No-Tail offering quite a bit of right clip, but Miracle is in straight away. Look at the backline. He's on top of the ET. Anna's going to step forward for Mind Control. Haunts pop. Can they get any of these kills? They're on to Miracle. Miracle BKB's trying for the DPM. He has the damage set with the impetus. Takes down TA. And the chase continues. Anna, he found Mind Control. A second kill here for OG. Weehaw surrounds Anna. Anna needs the safety jack. He's there. The Decrepify the heal. Anna is still alive. Seb sits to the side. Throws out the impetus. His Weehaw is falling low. GH cannot save him. Weehaw is dead. OG, they'll hold on to the game. They may have lost their ranks, but they team-wiped Team Liquid. That's the Haunt they've been looking for.
And No-Tail finally is able to be an Elder Titan in the game where he can stand next to the agility heroes. We see how much damage Ana is able to do inside of that one. No-Tail's just standing next to both of them the entire time. Liquid jumped in too far forward. Miracle,
they're getting the Roshan. Or at least they're trying. There'll be a buyback from GH. There's going to be more buybacks if Liquid want to try and force OG away. Jax.
More buybacks.
He's already up to the high ground. They do have the Ravage still on Mind Control. Mind Control. He's looking for that option. He's stepping in. Stomp from No-Tail.
Ravage.
Does get it out. No follow-up though. It's a bit of a Ravage. And then a death. Mind Control, there's no follow-up. They've lost 2.
Oh God.
As Liquid, they throw bodies into the pit, but not enough, and not at the right time. As OG, they'll get Roche, they'll get the Aegis, the Cheese, and an Aghanims for No-Tail.
Aghanims for No-Tail. He picked it up instantly. It looks like he wanted it. He wants to get in.
Yeah, he's the captain.
I mean, that tells me that he wants to be.
Yeah.
Wait, how much? So with Meepo, they're actually getting the extra duration. So usually how the stomp works is however many heroes you hit with your stomp, you get the BKB timing when it comes back. But now he's going to be hitting a lot of heroes, which means he can frontline, which means he can stick on top of the heroes and apply the natural order.
This is the Meepo counter.
This is a very interesting approach.
On another level.
All right, let's. I mean, that.
And look at the gold difference. There's only a 1k gold in it.
Let's just bring up the graph. Look at this. Look at this swing. It is a 20,000 gold swing as well as a 20,000 experience swing. Oh my God, OG, they now have a full heart on the Spectre, level 25 as well. It's back the other way.
It really is, and at the point where it felt like for Liquid, it was going to really start going their way. The final moment that they were actually able to take that mid-tier 3 in the racks, that's when the game turned around entirely on its head.
The Meepo had no buyback for all of it, right? Weehaw spent all his gold thinking
now it's OG.
And now it's OG. They're taking tier 3. Oh my God.
Seb's got a full E-Blade. OG, they've done it time and time again. In games and in whole tournaments when people have been quick to count them out. They strike back. They strike back hard. They're pushing onto the ranks. Liquid will have their whole team back up, so we'll see how much OG can get. Anna still feeling confident on the front lines with that heart and Aegis. Thompson jumps in, finds Miracle outside of the base. He's stunned up. Miracle trying to hold on to the BKB charge, but it's slowing him down. They'll put the BKB, the impetus is there for Seb, and just forcing Liquid back. As Liquid, they're held back behind their racks. The creeps are gone. Backdoor protection will kick back in for Liquid, but now it ends once more. As the mid lane reaches the middle racks, the range racks are gone. OG, they're going to get the melee racks as well.
I've been watching Weehaw with this real Meepo. He's just running around trying to cut waves, collect bounty runes.
But they're losing the base.
But they're losing the base.
They need Weehaw to bring his army in for the fight, but it's scary. The Elder Titan and the Axe. It's not easy for Weehaw to fight into his OG. They're not leaving, they're not going anywhere.
And look at where they're hiding the backline. Look at Jarex as well as No-Tail. They are hidden so far away from everybody else. They want nothing to do with this Meepo wraparound.
He's going to go in with the Ravage. They'll be able to get Seb first. Can they get more? Ana, still not the target they want to find. They want to try and find the easier kills, but No-Tail, he's able to walk this off with that Axe effect. Another hero that's now so hard for Liquid to ever get on top of. Ana,
He's committing for it. He has heart.
He knows that he's safe. He's just running down Kuro. His team cannot really keep this Spectre off the Chen. As Kuro has to opt for the TP out, will manage to make it on the high ground. Anna won't continue to chase and look for the right clicks. We are against the break hit. But OG, they're now starting to play around with Liquid. Mind Control blinks out. Miracle does pop the BKB. They're trying to run down Jarex, but the net won't catch him.
They just can't. Like, Anna's literally running into 5 heroes by himself, and the rest of the team is all the way in the back line. They just cannot deal with Spectre now.
I mean, Mind Control's still trying to chase, but they just cannot do it. In every fight, the mana gets so low. Anna.
He's healing up. He's getting ready to hunt. It looks like he's eating 2 mangoes.
Oh, they've got to be careful. Liquid, if they continue to try and chase this, you know that Horn Plate's going to come in, and there it is. Straight away, they'll turn towards Weehaw. He's the one that's trying to start the fight off, committing, but they'll turn. The damage being done from the sidelines as there comes the sun for Jarex. Bring Weehaw over to get the pre-fall. Weehaw will survive. Miracle, he's looking for that pesky poke there, along with the help of Mind Control, but another Glimmer Cape play. Gets Jarex away. No tell, goes for the storm, won't get it out. Miracle's got the physical damage output to take him down in time. There's now Liquid. They'll find Jarex as well. In the trees with the runes. Have they got the damage to kill him off? He'll slide to the side. He's trying to run away. Another net will catch him out. They'll kill Jarex. Trees are being thrown left, right, and center. Thompson, can he bring down Wee with the radiance of Anna burning him down? They can. They get Weehaw.
This Spectre is just an absolute monster. They can kill the other heroes. They can constantly do that on the side of Liquid, but Anna doesn't look like he's dying again in this game.
He really
so
does.
far out of position.
That Anna Spectre, this is not the first time we've seen it at this TI, where he just comes into games and takes over entirely. You really have to appreciate that for a large portion of the mid game. What about 15k behind?
15,000.
Anna was the only one that was really having a game. Look at that drop off.
Yep. And you said we've seen Anna play at this TI. We also saw him playing it last TI.
Yes.
He loves his Spectre.
Anna is back. He really is at full power here in the grand finals. This game one, OG swinging it round entirely. Liquid could not get enough done early on, as this is a second set of racks that OG is taking away.
Liquid has to be pretty thankful that they still have a tier 2 up top. So OG isn't going to be able to go for those megas. They're going to back up, but what a swing. As Liquid, how do they take fights? They now have a pretty solid build here on Miracle. He's got the Bloodthorn plus the Nullifier, but he's all in.
He's got to be worrisome, right? For Weehaw, he goes fully in on this stat build, right? No sort of X, the double Scardy.
Yep.
And still, they are killing him in the fights. It's not enough HP.
Because the HP is not the thing, right? If they're the ET, sure, he's died in the last ones, but it does amplify so much. And they do have that straight up damage that can't come out. Now we're seeing Thompson. He's starting to rack up too. He's got his Daedalus finished. Daedalus Tree Volley. They have the ways, the means to be able to bring down that Meepo.
They really do.
And now I guess the lanes are being pushed in. Oh, gee, they're setting up to go for that tier 2 top. They've got their pretty much everything available. They've got the haunt now too.
And a lot of those stats sort of rendered ineffective, right? All this Agi that's giving him, what, 30 armor, it's taken away. There's no flat armor.
As long as the ET's next to him, yeah.
Sure.
As long as No-Tail can actually get
most of these fights,
No-Tail is going to.
With that axe, he can afford to get in and stomp off, and they aren't killing No-Tail straight away in the fights anymore.
There's too many things they have to pay attention to. There's too many target priorities that Liquid want to go for. But that might just be the biggest one. Trying to get this Elder Titan.
I think the big one really for Liquid is getting that another fight. It is there. Another fight in TA. There was already, what, two Ghost Scepters and an E-Blade on OG's lineup and a Decrepify. Now they can have a bit more luck on committing for the kills. They'll find Thompson. Silence is out. They have the pick-off potential. Anytime the OG is separated, you cannot write off how quickly Liquid's lineup can delete heroes, with Miracle's build sort of coming to completion with the Bloodthorn Nullifier.
But Thompson was just cutting bottom weight, it looks like there, while his team was pushing top, and he just gets caught up, but he has buyback.
That'll be a buyback.
GH dies very quickly. Mind Control now.
Surrounding him. Mind Control back. These rainbows, they hurt. I mean, they do not have buyback. They do not have buyback. Neither Mind Control or GH, they cannot get back into the game.
That's going to be
an OG, they're going to know this. They're going to keep the pressure up on top. Heart, Butterfly, 5.7k gold in the bank. Why not? Anna Spectre so far ahead right now as he leads his team towards the third and final set of racks. Miracle has to blink away. Now the buybacks are available for the two of them. They have the gold to get back in. Fortification will slow down OG's efforts for now.
But they're still going to stay. OG, this is the last set of racks. Ana still feeling that powerful. There's the buyback from the Tide. The melt bash.
Found one outside of the base though. Weehai trying to step out. The combo, the magical damage isn't going to get him. It will. The
They
storm
actually get
sends him off. No-Tail's able to catch him before he's able to poof back. Meepo dead. He's going to have to use the buyback. Out it comes. Zana will get the D-Ward and continue to push on, taking these racks. Mind control, trying to step forward, but Seb turns towards him. Seb pretty low on the mana, but he's got enough rainbows to bring mind control down to about 25% of his HP. He'll pop the BKB and Miracles, looking for the backlines again. These Ghost Forms are annoying him. The Dispel will be there. Onto No-Tail, but Thompson's got the combo, the damage to kill him off. Mind control is in with the Ravage. They're trying their best to commit on top of Seb. Gush is out. Can they even kill off the Enchilo? They've tried their best on the high ground. Ana, he has been nullified. The damage output, it's enough. Again, this single target from Liquid, if they get it going, they can still kill the cause of OG, even the big old Spectre. As Liquid will hold, it's 3 buybacks they have to use.
Seb instantly buying back. The Roche is up.
They want to contest
now.
it.
Going into it there's going to have to be a bunch of buybacks for OG. They have Refresher queued up on Ana. How much gold does he have for buyback? He doesn't have, he's almost has enough for buyback with the Refresher. But Liquid,
if he wants to sell one of his items,
they're going to be able to get this one though.
OG, of course, were able to take that melee rack stop, so they are just holding on to a ranged racks Liquid, but they are doing exactly that. They are holding on in this game.
And Thompson, he was already positioned up toward top, looking to try to go for more split push. But Liquid, they have to just run it down the mid lane, try to force these buybacks. Aegis cheese.
Well, we see, so at the moment, the Aghanims and the Refresher Shard being held by mind control. Is yet to consume the Aghanim's blessing. Liquid trying to force out these buybacks. Ana, he's got to buy back. The tier 4s are being focused. They're not interested in Megas Liquid. They're just interested in ending the game.
Still holding on to it.
The first tier 4's down. Liquid, they're going to be able to get potentially another one out of this. Kuro falling low, turn with the Penitence. He's still alive at the back of this. Finally, the buyback comes out. The Ancient is exposed.
The Ancient's gone down.
Ravage. They're just going to keep hitting on. Liquid, they've done it.
Oh my god.
What an end to game 1. It looked like Liquid had it in the early game. It looked like they started to throw it away. It looked like OG was on the verge of getting the win. They took everything bar 1 range racks from Liquid's pace. But then Liquid, they come back into the game, get the Roche, run down mid. Ana, I don't know why he was waiting, but he never bought back.
He held it
to that very last moment. But at that point, it was too late. Mind control with a spectacular, tentacular finish to the game. Ravages them. It gives all the space in the world for them to take down the Ancient.
If that's a telling of anything that we're going to see in these next few games, bring it on.
I can't quite believe what we saw in this game.
The graph
had
is the story right there. You look, I mean, you guys can't see the graph right now, but it's just all the way up for Liquid, then all the way slams down for OG's favor, then all the way back up for Liquid. What a back and forth one that looked like OG. They were going to be able to take it there with the super
really
Spectre, but Liquid, the perseverance, they're able to isolate him, and they kept their cool.
They really, really did. What a way to start off the best of 5 grand finals here at the International 2019. But Team Liquid, after some incredible back and forth action, will take
the game has gotten
game
significantly
1.
more competitive. How do you think a team like OG has been able to manage such a feat like that?
I think it's somehow they just hit the... Okay, there are like basically 2 reasons, I think. One reason is like they split the team after TI8, right?
Okay.
Ana left. And like they were just tumbling around, like they were not looking good.
Yeah.
Like it was not pretty. And then like I think everyone knew that eventually he was gonna come back.
Right.
So like, yeah, they like connected like, I don't know, it was a few months ago, right? And, like they had a bit of time. And they were still not doing that good, but you could see like they were a team again, like they were strong. And then, I don't know, they have like this attitude when it comes to TI. Like somehow they get in this mindset where like they can play carefree, like they don't stress themselves out, they don't get exhausted, like they can just keep going, and then like they feel confidence in each other and like they like whatever ideas they have.
So you're saying like the absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing? So
oh, for sure, for sure.
Ana leaves for a little bit, and then you...
I mean, if they were losing the entire year with Ana, then it would be harder.
True.
Like, there's more like baggage. Because like last TI was the same, right? Like he comes in, and like it's not like they haven't played with him before. Like No-Tail won majors with that guy, and Seb like he was coach, and he was the coach.
Yeah,
back
he was
then.
the coach then.
So, like, and the other reason is just I don't know. It's like how they play and like the heroes they have. I'm not sure. It just fits TI perfectly.
It does, and we even felt that last TI, and it's not like they're even picking the same heroes as last TI or anything like that, because, well, for one thing, Grimstroke is getting selected. That dude wasn't even at last TI, so it's just, you know, it's that kind of magic that is so difficult to replicate, but Liquid proving that there are some vulnerabilities as they do take game one, and we are moving our way through the draft. Magnus, AA, and IO ban, so instead, OG choose to ban out the Alchemist, and Liquid will, I guess, swap bans. They'll ban the AA instead. Liquid picks up Tidehunter and Templar Assassin. OG has Grimstroke and Tiny.
Yeah, so Liquid had first pick this game, so they gave the threat of the first pick Alchemist.
Ah, okay.
So they banned the A, the Alch gets banned in response, and then the one big change was the Chen ban.
Yes.
Because I think that really helped Liquid's early game.
Yeah. Speaking of the Shen, like, Kuro actually, like, that's a new thing for OG too. Like, I think Liquid is a scarier both first pick and second pick team than LGD. Like in terms of the heroes they do. Like when they first pick Shen on Liquid, like, you know, like that hero is gonna impact. Like he has a lot of like branches. Like he's comfortable with that hero. He knows what he can do with it and what he wants to do with it. And for like their last pick, like that was a bit of LGD's weakness, I feel. Like their scariest last picks were like Ame heroes, like Spectre and Slark, which are strong, but it's not the same as getting hit by like a Broodmother, Meep, or Arc Warden. Like those heroes, sometimes you see them, you're like, yikes.
Yeah, everyone always talks about the importance of like a 22nd pick game winner, and like LGD went for like a Darkseer 22nd pick in their elimination game, so ultimately you need to have that X factor at the end of the draft. It can't just all be front-loaded in the first two phases.
And it helps, because you spoke to me earlier, like similarities, and like it's Liquid do have, like even when they won TI Summer, right, like there are some similarities, except like they picked these annoying heroes very early for Matu and like deal with it, and then like we'll get something that's
or
good
even
later.
like the GH Coddle back in the day.
Yeah, Earthshaker as well.
Shaker as well.
And I feel like OG also they're kind of playing the same as TI8 with how they play the safe lane, like what here's No Tail plays. Like either he tries to play something that completely gives Ana free farm. Like if you look at a lot of their especially group stage games, Ana is like far above everyone else in farm. Like he usually gets a very relevant hero to the game, and No Tail just plays this. He plays Shen or Eng, and he's just securing farm for him.
Then as someone who is very famously the position 6, you're saying that No Tail's kind of emulating that very sacrificial role where it's all about making sure that his one position is enabled?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And and then the other, like he had to play ET last game, right? And he can kind of do the same thing, but like his own game suffers way more when you play ET because you're just running in, suiciding basically.
Yeah, like at last year I was like Nature's Prophet, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's different
in the
hero.
lane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Liquid's still scared of the Invoker. Yeah, I think they banned it last game too.
They did, yeah.
OG run it in both positions. Thompson's one of like the most famous Invokers, I think, right now. And also Jerax is an Invoker player, so they have a little flex. I think it'd be a little surprising if OG would pick it as like a fuller, because I don't think it matches well with the
I
other
haven't
two
seen
heroes.
Liquid do that too much.
I mean, OG for like their...
Oh, yeah, okay.
So-
I don't think I've seen OG do that too much either.
Yeah, but...
Mainly just newbie. Your boy MSS Pilot, I was rocking that 4-position Invoker like nobody's business.
And also Seeker, right?
Yeah, Secret was doing it with the Apsar.
Yeah, it fell a bit out of... It's a little slow. Like, it doesn't put that much
It's
pressure.
just a group stage meme, is that what you're telling me?
It might be. It might have been. It might have been. We'll see.
OG get their hands on the Ember TA matchup. That matchup's a lot more Ember favored now. It used to actually be TA favored in the lane. But now that you can't really deny, deal like 120 physical or pure damage
because the
Ember.
refraction got nerfed.
You can't deny the creeps anymore, so the Ember can actually pressure you at level 3 and level 5.
I'm actually... This is kind of cool that the TA is coming in. Because I think it was the Epicenter Major, right? The hero was basically first pick.
Yes.
Because she has like very few losing matchups. And even the losing matchups are like... You can get to level 3, 4,
you can just jungle. Yeah.
Exactly. And you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what we saw in the LGD series.
Yeah, but I don't think she's supposed to be as good anymore. Like I want to see this because let's say it's Ember versus TA mid, right? Because what should be able to happen is like the Ember slightly wins the lane, and then he can just chase after her, like when she's trying to catch up.
So you want like a very high activity Ember. You don't want like a farming lawnmower build Ember that goes for like a radiance or anything like that. You want one that's constantly bothering TA, making sure she can't take ancients, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know Thompson was one of the first guys to start going like Medallion on Ember. So he goes like Medallion, I think he went Medallion Drums Deso, something along those lines.
Okay.
And he plays like in the enemy jungle the whole game and just like chains them and just chases them around.
I mean, that's just his style. Like, that's what you could see last game. Like, what stopped him? Like, his Tiny is... got a little satisfaction from seeing them like just get shut down with what they're trying to pull. Like,
right.
Because you can see like Seb hits level 6 in the offlane, and like normal enches, they stay there and they get the tower. It it can take up to 5 minutes.
Because no one can come to that lane once she has impetus.
But like it's still, she doesn't kill the tower that fast, right? But what he does, he just starts running at the enemy. Like he'll stand between the tier 2 and tier 1 mid. And like it's so, like you can't, it's so hard to do something about it because all the heroes are so low level. He's like, you can maybe kill him, but like if you try to kill him and you fail, you basically lose the game.
And even if you do kill him, it takes so many resources to just take him down.
No, it's extremely, and then then like he's running around there, and then like Thompson hits like he has his timing. Like if you place Invoker Tiny, then suddenly he's in there too. But that game, like last game, he's just running over traps, running into 4 centaurs, like, and he gets stopped.
I remember like last game when the guy was doing that move. Thompson's walking into the jungle chasing one of the supports, I forget which, Rubik?
Yeah, Rubik.
Yeah, he's chasing the Rubik for like a minute.
Yeah.
Because he got trapped. And you kill the Rubik, and the camera goes to the mid tower, and there's an Ench sitting behind the mid tower, killing a tower while a Tiny is doing his own thing on the map.
Yeah. No, it's when they can run at you, like they're very frustrating to play against.
And Omni Knight are definitely a hero that can enable running at you. Still, so far the only strength core that Heavenly Grace is really going to be able to buff up is the Tiny, but obviously that's a great choice, especially once the Tiny gets the Aghanim Scepter. And Liquid going to pick up a Life Stealer.
Even the Ember, though, you can stop him from getting like chain stunned by the Shadow Shaman. Gives him more HP. That's like the one thing they don't think about that much when you get Grace someone. It's 28 strength. That's still HP on every hero.
Yeah.
I mean, he's generally a very good versus Tidehunter and Shaman. Like if you repel either this Ember or whatever they're picking next, like that guy he can just be in there. Like he's getting stunned for like a second max.
It's also, the Ember could be an Ana Ember.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that, I think. We mostly assumed it was a Thompson Ember versus the TA.
Okay.
And now that there's a
Where would that put the Tiny, though?
4?
Oh, okay. So it would be Seb, Omni Knight off lane, safe lane Ember, 4 position Tiny, and then 5 position Grimstroke.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go like really far out there,
let's hear it.
It could be a Tiny 3 with the Grim, so he can combo with the Inkswell.
Oh.
And then they put the Omni as a 5 with the carry against the Lifestealer. And
So
the Grim would be a 4.
Oh, okay, I see.
If you want to go out there. I feel like that's
against the Lifestealer, that's a bit tricky though.
Yeah.
Like Inkswell combos won't be that reliable. And now Liquid being picked up. I mean, sorry, Enigma being picked up for Liquid.
Yeah.
I think they're going to want to better carry than Ember this game. I don't know if we can...
Yeah, I mean, the lane for Ember here is like fine, I think.
Yeah.
Like he can do fine either. I don't know what they have up their sleeves, like to get something else from mid, but...
They played, what was it, Sven, I think, first? The Lifestealer in the LGD series?
Yes.
It was kind of bad because of the Huskar, I think.
Yeah.
But they like the matchup, so I think that could be it. It's lanes well against Enigma as well. You kill his Eidolons. Monkey.
Okay, so Thompson, Monkey King most likely?
Yeah.
Ana, Ember. Seb as the Omni Knight, and 4 position Tiny.
I'd assume so, yeah.
And then 5 position Grimstroke. So before we go anywhere, why the Enigma though? Why did Liquid go for this Enigma pick?
I mean, I think they think kind of simple about it. They have this repel guy going in, right? And he can play like an absolute idiot. Like they just throw stuff at him and he lives. Now you have the Enigma just black holes him.
Status resistance won't help against a black hole.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't deal with that. Plus, it's like these last pick Enigmas are you already picked your supports, right? So you don't have any cancels. So it's a free black hole game.
Fair enough. Let's hear from Casey, who's talking to Saksha, team of OG.
It was a great first game. It was back and forth the whole time. Did you, in any way in this draft, are you responding to how things went? We saw that you banned Meepo, or do you think it was just luck that you didn't end up with the win with that first one?
I mean, we talked about Meepo. We knew they were picking it. We just thought we were actually okay against Meepo. Obviously, the game went it was a hard game, but we came back, so that's the positive side. Yeah, we were happy with the draft, yeah.
Still pretty confident.
With this one? Oh yeah, with this one, yeah, obviously. Announced.
Duh.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Casey. Game 2 of Liquid versus OG here in the best of 5 grand finals of the International 2019, just about to kick off. What a start to the series. What are we expecting from this one, Fog? OG and Liquid coming into this game too. OG, they've been knocked back before at the beginning of a series, and we've seen what sort of a turnaround they can make as the series does unfold. Of course, the famous one being that of this same place, same time last year. Can they do it in this best of 5? Are we going to see them with this draft take a game back off Liquid, or are Liquid going to keep the lead?
They've got a lot of comfortable things coming out for the side of OG, right? We have Ana on his legendary Ember Spirit. We have Thompson on his Master tier Monkey King, of course.
Master tier.
In a good matchup. Well, what the players used to say was a good matchup. I know a lot of them talked about that Monkey King versus TA back when you could get the refraction with your denies. Now you have to imagine it's even better for the Monkey King. So Thompson should be able to have a good time there versus Weehaw in the mid lane. This last pick, Enigma, though, very interesting one. I loved what they mentioned on the panel there. I think Kai was the one who said it, how Heavenly Grace makes it really hard for you to set up for kills, but Black Hole cannot be produced because that status just does not work. And there's no cancels, of course, on the side of OG through that BKB that will be coming up for the Enigma eventually in this game, as Miracle leads quite a bit of harassment to see there.
You've certainly got to watch out for what GH is going to be able to bring to the game. But overall, Liquid, once again, having this TA, having sort of a obviously this time the Weehaw TA, we're going to see it in a bit of a different capacity, but they've got still this sort of similar idea, right? This whole fight that can go down with the control that Mind Control and GH can offer that will just give the time and space for Miracle and Weehaw to just disassemble their opponents.
Yeah. It's all about the team fights really coming into play when you start getting toward these later stage games of TI. And we see right away. So a lot of the times we've been seeing the Enigmas, they start in the Radiant jungle. This time he's Radiant, so it's a lot more natural for him. So we see Jerax, he puts a ward inside of the jungle to block one of those camps in that triangle area down in the Radiant jungle, but it actually was spotted. Liquid had already prepared down here with this ops ward to see everything that's going to be happening. They actually know that that camp is warded, so GH is probably going to stay playing up top for the time being. And just keep denying Cream says.
Talk about up top. They've got the shackle set up. Mind Control chasing No-Tail down. Will be able to get back underneath the tower. In fact, Anna's going to turn, chase their Mind Control, and they'll get first blood, OG. As Liquid try and force the issue a little too hard between the two of them up top. Giving first blood to the safe lane Ember Spirit.
And they had a salve. That was the thing, right? Grimstroke turns, No-Tail, he doesn't die. He salves up, he's back up to full. And this is the one thing about when you go for the Gush on the Tide is you're trying to set up for those kills, but you're a lot more vulnerable. He has a stout shield, but Ember Spirit he can hit pretty hard. Same thing with the Grimstroke. They can easily turn.
Down in the bottom lane, Miracle. It's going to be farming up against the Seb Omni Knight with that backup of Jerax at his side. Obviously with GH being in the jungle up the top, it is going to be Miracle entirely on his own for the most part.
He'll get pressured a bit down here just from those toss-back plays. He should be able to catch up decently, but the thing is that Omni Knight does pack a decent punch as well onto that lifestealer himself. Jerax is just going to keep being annoying too. This is multiple mangoes. Another right click, another toss-back, quick heal probably. Actually held on to it this time. We'll see what itemization that Seb does. I think an Orb of Venom proves to have an incredible amount of value, actually, in the bottom lane, because then you can leave the Omni Knight a bit, and then he can actually right-click and trade with the Lifestealer. So I definitely want to see Seb go for picking that one up, as I think he actually did just buy it, so he will be able to put the pressure onto Lifestealer, just give him that extra right-click, because your Rage is not really an element that you have to worry about when you're going to be pressuring.
We'll see Kuro down here now to just offer some sort of way of alleviating the pressure of these two heroes, keep the distraction high so that Jerax isn't able to stay in the lane, beating down and tossing back Miracle safe lane lifestealing.
Yep. So we see mid starting to get to that advantage for the Monkey King, constantly getting those Jingu stacks up again onto Weehaw, and then you can just secure yourself all these denies.
It's a tough lane for Weehaw.
Yeah. But he'll back up in jungle, as Panel mentioned, as you've seen, especially in the earlier series of the day.
He's always going to be able to catch up.
Yep. Still jungles incredibly efficiently.
Yeah, we've seen him do it many times. You know, his TA really that he's been able to bring out a lot of the times for Liquid, as it seems on the main stage, has always been pretty darn good.
Seb getting turned on there by Miracle. But we'll have to sustain. And now the Orb of Venom is delivered, and this is where he can start to actually push Miracle off of the lane with Jerax.
Jerax again.
Goes for the combo.
Another combo.
Doesn't actually choose for the toss back there.
Miracle was, out of regen and open wounds have been used, but could have potentially have been a kill. Top lane Anna, he's actually going to turn, sort of baiting Mind Control. Look how low he's standing. He's got a sleight of fist, keeping himself out of range of the anchor smash. Anna just dancing himself perfectly around the Tide. The Flame Guard will end, so it won't be quite enough to take Mind Control down immediately, but you've got to imagine there's going to be another sleight fist available. Mind Control just salve up in the trees. Another stroke hits, but that salve will make sure that the sleight of fist from Anna won't quite kill him off. Still, though, he's out of regen now, Mind Control, so will be bullied out of the top lane.
Thompson's really starting to take advantage of this mid lane. He even uses the glyph under the tower, and Weehaw's just forced to sit and meld. healing up with the salve. Thompson's really taking over. He loves this matchup. Another thing that this hero provides you is you can dive and chase the TA, but now GH shows up.
GH from the trees, Thompson. He didn't expect this. He's trying to use the mischief to play it out. He's looking for that forfeit. He does get the boundless strike off though. Great move from GH. Catches
clutch.
Thompson off guard. He knows that Thompson, as you say, is going to play like this. He's looking for these dives, these plays around the tier 1 towers. GH is prepared.
Super clutch. Weehaws definitely better give him like a big hug or something after that play. As he'll be able to go back and continue to jungle as he gets an Arcane Rune on GH, and he's actually saving gold. You see he's queued up, he's got the gloves. He's got the Dominator in his quick buy, but I think he might be contemplating a minus.
He's thinking about it. I won't be surprised we're at 4.5 minutes in and being that close to it.
Yeah, especially after setting up for that kill. We will see Thompson go right back to the mid lane though, and we'll be able to continue pressuring Weehaw quite easily as that Monkey King with the matchup.
I'll just certainly have to be aware of the potential of GH maybe coming across again. Obviously with that ward that OG do have down that they placed earlier in the jungle, they'll see any movements from that kind of angle. GH going to start to have a bit of a poke on the Jerax, trying to go for the shackles, but with the avalanche already out, Jerax will not be held down.
Looks like it won't be the Midas. He buys boots, buys clarities, he's just going to jungle, and looks like he wants to actually move around and make plays because he's got the points in the Malefice already. Maybe he wants to just be more active around the map and be able to respond to the aggression that he knows that OG's going to do, right? You know how OG's going to play. You know Thompson is going to do well in the laning phase, and then he's just going to run around and try to set up kills all over the place. So being able to respond quickly, that looks like it's going to be the approach for GH.
And he's got relatively good cores to do it around, right?
Yes.
Other cores that offer in Weehaw's case a good bit of damage. See down bottom, Miracle's case, that extra bit of slow and disable. Mid lane, Thompson, look at the balance up. We are trying to commit. There's the wraparound. Jerax comes in with the gang, tosses back. We are, as he tries to go in for that kill attempt, will not get away with it. OG able to easily turn it around with the 3 at the mid. See the wait for the 6-minute runes. OG, again, you see how much they've prioritized those power runes early on. Jerax is going to be the one that's able to grab a haste rune. Level 3, so has got the levels to try and make a bit of a play onto Kuro. Diving him underneath the tower. Kuro, he'll stand with the shackles. Another blast, but Jerax just has the combo damage, bringing him down. Sneak charges through Kuro, actually keep him alive, and now the haste rune is worn out. And Miracle, he's in for the free kill.
He did not do the math. Kuroki did though. Honor though, top.
Both carries getting a bit of action. Top lane, Ana and Notel able to set up for another kill for that safe lane. Ember getting in behind the tier 1 towers. Those 3 points of the Sleight of Fist, now with the 6th, the Remnants as well. He hurts. Yep. It's a dangerous lane for Mind Control to return to.
And they really love playing this Grimstroke combo with these melee heroes that can quickly get on top of targets with that high-level ink swell. We'll probably still see an early-level Phantom's Embrace, because I think that's another reason why they picked it versus the Tide.
Heading in GH.
So annoying, but Ana should be okay. He's got the Remnants like you were talking about.
GH not quite with the mana at all to offer a Black Hole follow-up. It's Jerax.
Keep tabs with Weehaw, don't let him just freely jungle. As I feel like every time we've seen Weehaw actually playing as this Templar Assassin, he gets away with murder in the jungle. He just sits there farming it over and over again and doesn't get pressured. OG is not going to give him that option. 3 cores of OG are farming very well. As to be expected, you're playing versus an Enigma draft. That's kind of, if you're not doing well in the early game, you're not doing well in the laning phase, you're in a big amount of trouble. So they are quite ahead there. And Mind Control is starting to get punished quite a lot up top, as we saw from Ana, as well as Grimstroke of No Tail.
I love the scan from Liquid that does reveal that No Tail's hunting behind the tier 1. Heading over towards the direction of GH. He's going to look to get another ancient stack going. Didn't quite manage to make it happen there.
Oh, Notel blocked it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
so sitting on just the edge of the square, Notel.
Yep. As top though, Ana, he's just looking to keep pressuring onto Mind Control here, but Mind Control will be able to step away.
Notel does want to try and go for this with Mind Control being as low as he is. Cannot close the gap with the ink swell. Oh, that's a beautiful Black Hole. GH just casually stands in position. He didn't even have to move for it. As they're just both sat down, Ana's trying his best to get away with the Remnant now. He will be able to escape. As that nearly was a huge disaster for OG losing 2. They're lucky that Ana was able to get out of there.
They're lucky that Jerax was close enough to get an avalanche there, otherwise very likely to die.
He would have been dead. He really would have, but as it is, Ana lives. Only Notel.
And when he comes back, he can full heal Jerax as well. So they can look to make an aggressive play up here.
I mean, yeah, they're
Very
immediately
important.
back over. Now they know they can be extra aggressive, right? There's no black hole.
Yeah, very important that Ana survives there. But it's great. I mean, GH so far in this game, as an Enigma who's jungling, able to put so much pressure on the map.
His positioning has always been where he would ideally be.
Yeah.
Where his team needs him to be standing, GH is there to ready to hold their hands.
He's got that Dominator build finished. So we will have that creep always running around, probably just stacking camps for the early game and then gonna start looking to set up kills, because it is a Centaur Conqueror, so it is one of the better ones to actually set up for those ganks. As mid, they really want to sandwich on Kuroki.
Straight in, but Kuro is going to have to charge the turn upon the shackles. They're doing their best to keep Ana alive. Big swell buffs up, and there's the stun. Connecting on a GH, they're ready to die for more. Thompson straight down behind the tower, jumping forward, looking for GH. Stun for the Centaur Conqueror with the helmet. The Dominator is keeping GH. Finally falling as Thompson gets him. We have now turned towards OG. They managed to take away two. They'll continue to chase. They will lose no tower. Thompson's back over. Balance strike down. They'll surround the TA. We are surely will fall. No, they don't have detection. He's got the meld. He'll stay hidden. They'll go for Kuro instead. Miracle trying to chase for more. Another stun indeed from the Centaur Conqueror. The Micro making it real, but Miracle still has to be careful. The Rage is finished and Ana's Flame Guard still persists as they'll chase into the trees. Thompson's got the lockdown. Boundless strikes out. Miracle will fall. OG.
The 3 core is just running around as a unit right now for OG, looking to kill everybody on Liquid. Look at the map right now.
I mean, they're thinking about going
Look
for
at
more.
the lanes. The lanes are all open. They're just battling.
He's able to chop the tree down. Mind control. Quick with the lumberjack plays. Gonna see if he can try and Ravage does get the 3 of them. Seb's getting burst slower, heals out in time. We Are comes across. Hexlock downstairs for Kuro. They'll get Thompson. Liquid, can they punish OG even more for diving into this? The Ink-Swirl, Sleight of Fist again. Mind control. He's stunned up. The Flame Guard, the Sleight of Fist damage is too much for them this early on. Kuro moves off the wall. He's got the shackles. He's holding him down. Hex is out as well. Kuro finishes off Ana all by his own. And We Are get Seb as well. OG, all 5 out of the game as Liquid say, get out of our half of the map.
10 minutes in, and we have 10 heroes duking it out over the ancient area.
That's what we want to see.
There's farm in every lane. Bounty runes are spawning. I think every single game that we see, it's like, guys, bounty runes. Every team starts running over to bounty runes at those 5 minutes. Not this game. These teams are just bringing the battle to each other.
And I think that this is why these teams were so excited to face each other in the grand finals. You know that Kuro and Notel, they wouldn't have it any other way than to meet face to face in the best of 5 grand finals.
I feel like we hear the teams talk about this a lot when they get to the later stages. They're like, I want to play versus this team. And they're like, why do you want to play versus this team? And it's like, because they like to just fight, and we like to fight, and that's what makes Dota fun.
I mean, OG's already eyeing up the chance to get back over.
It's constant. GH.
They're diving. Change to there. 7 Notel with the back of GH. He is going to struggle to hold them off. We'll get a Midnight Pulse down, but the Purification Burst from Sebs is enough to bring him low enough. Notel getting the finishing blow. As OG, as soon as Liquid kill them all and get them back over to the base, they are straight back over, keeping the pressure on. We'll see here, fantastic turnaround from Liquid with that Ravage, and then of course that beautiful ending. Kuro able to get that kill on Ana, all on his own.
And all little things too, right? That fruit, even the Dark Troll Summoner that GH controls, and he gets the net onto the Omni Knight, he can't actually get into Heavenly Grace and protect targets. So
GH,
every little thing matters.
This Helmet Dominator, I don't think I've seen anyone use it as well as GH has been able to in these first 12 minutes.
Yeah.
The Micro has been absolutely on point. We're 9-9, less than a 1K difference at just under 13 minutes in between OG and Liquid in this game too.
You can feel the way that OG's playing is that they want to punish the greed. Liquid went for greed. They've got Midas on the life stealer. They have an Enigma in their trap. OG wants to just keep this battle running at them, which is very OG-like. They just want to fight.
Just gonna have vision with the rest of this water. Thompson setups perfect from the trees. Wukong's command down. Boundless strike already used. It doesn't matter. He's able to jump forward, look to chase Miracle. Miracle does get the jukes off. Now it's the movement speed with a phase boost. He'll get himself out across the trees. They'll still try and chase. Thompson, Boundless still unavailable for 6 seconds. So Miracle will actually be able to escape. GH, he comes forward. He starts to have a bit of a poke. Stuns out for Ana. He's in with the wraparound. Change around. Boundless strike back up. Slam down onto the Enigma. GH is gone. They're diving up towards tier 3's OG. They're in the base. They get mind control as well. There's still every single tower up in the mid lane. But OG, they're taking the fight to the base.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. All the lanes are open. All they want to do is battle. Weeha's well gonna get caught out. This is ridiculous. And now they're gonna say, okay, now they're prioritizing. Like, all right, now we've sandwiched onto a tower. Now we can go for this one.
Oh,
Here.
yeah, hey, does anyone else want to take a tower? Yeah, go on then, Seb. Yeah, let's go on then. We'll take some of these objectives. We can hold back on the killing for a little bit. 13-9, OG able to break a little bit ahead there with that play.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this in a game, though. Where
and in a grand finals of TI.
Exactly. They're literally just ignoring lanes. They're open for heroes to farm. But who cares about farm? Look at this. The 3 cores of OG, they see Lightspeed on the map. All 3 of them immediately run to bottom. They're like, get him.
It shows.
He has to hide.
They want to collapse. Rage in a TP will do it. Nowhere to hold him down. Miracle's out of the neighborhood.
And they'll set up for this tower now.
Well, I guess there's no kills to be had around here. We've got to take the tower. So Anna will reluctantly take it.
But they're going to battle top. They see mind control for a second.
All right, here we go.
A kill has been spotted.
Let's have a look. Ravage is available as well as the black hole as GH gets over. Toss back underneath the tower. Mind control starts with the anchor smash. Thompson, he's already got the Jingu built up. Avalanche control and mind control causing issues. He needs the rest of his team to get it. They're not going to come. Mind control's going to be left for dead.
My God, just relentless. Just relentless running at them. They're really trying to punish the greed. I think that's the biggest thing to point out here is that OG, they do not want to give any type of low period. When you look at Liquid's draft, it's a slow-paced draft that's based off of cooldowns. They don't want Weeha to be able to get away with murder like we were talking about earlier about going to the jungle and just farming. No mercy. As another tower, they'll find this one here because they're in this lane looking for kills. So another tier 1, but it gets denied.
Good play there for Nota. Gets the silence out before Rage is available. Stopping Miracle from being able to commit through the stun.
Phantom's Embrace could catch a lot of things off guard here on the Liquid draft. Like we mentioned, versus the Tidehunter especially too. That Kraken Shell can be very annoying to play against if you're versus Phantom's Embrace. Just constantly applying that silence on yourself.
I need that Dessa done on Weeha. Yeah. Then you know it becomes a little scarier to keep this aggression up, and until that point, OG they're going to move forward. But GH from the tree line, Black Hole's down as well as the Serpent Woods. Serp will be able to offer up the GA, but Mind controls Ravage, caps the 2 of them. They've got the lockdown, Shackles around, Thompson surrounded. He'll turn with the Boundless Strike, but the 4 of them will kill him off. Anna's going to jump in. They want to try and make sure they can find the trades. Who can they get? Inkswell starting to connect with the Mind control. They're on top of them, burning them down with the Flaming Guard, but Liquid, they're holding themselves close to the wards, saying, you can come, OG, but OG, they won't fall for that trap. They won't force the fight any further. They've lost Thompson.
That was 3 ultis for Thompson, though. That's Black Hole.
I mean, it is Thompson.
Serpent Wards.
He's quite a high-value play.
That's very true. But the location where they get it right, you can tell that OG, they're the ones dictating the pace, forcing reaction after reaction after reaction by Liquid. Force them to use literally triple ultimates to kill their mid laner because they have that Omnet behind him.
Now we're doing Deso for Weeha, 100 gold away.
He's getting the space. His team is trying to fight back, giving Weeha some time to get that item that he really needs in this game.
For Miracle, needs that armlet done after the Midas. Then you have 2 cores that you really have to be careful about diving upon as OG.
Mind control, he's been spotted. They want him.
Found him alone. As again, Thompson and Jerax able to find these quick and easy pickoffs. Kuro's going for the TP out. Anna has not got any disable backup to hold him back. So Kuro will escape. Thompson, as soon as he's taken out of the game on the top lane, he is straight back in and he's killing people already.
Yep. It's non-stop, and they even smoke. Look at this. He kills bottom, the line is drawn.
They just want to go, go, go. This is a beautiful pace that OG's bringing out here in game 2. They have a 3K lead. They'll know that they're around.
Take out the Ops Ward as well. Thompson will kill it.
But there aren't those big ults, as you mentioned, straight in towards the tier 2 tower. Anna has no fear as he collapses immediately on top of the TA. Weeha surrounded. The control that No-Tail offers is too much for Weeha to withstand at the moment. Jump forward, over towards Kuro. Anna just loving the pace that he can play with Thompson by his side, running down hero after hero as OG just keep the kills a coming.
They're just moving too fast. The pace that they're setting is just too quick for Liquid to respond right now. Mind control is being, look at Mind control's net worth. I don't think I've seen that almost ever. He is bottom 3 net worth.
Bottom 3, bottom of the sea.
166.
He's got to try and get himself up to some shallower waters. As he's got a big recovery to do. Sure, we've seen he can still make very impactful plays with the Ravage alone at the moment.
That's too fast of a pace though still. OG, if they have anyone, like, if they have their cores together, which they've pretty much been doing all the time, it's so hard to bring them down. We see how hard Heavenly Grace counters all of these disables that do come out.
A Miracle will be able to get away with this play every time. Rage CP, nothing to stop it.
Liquid's trying to find any type of place to farm in very unexpected places. Look at where Mind Control is right now, and look at where GH is.
Oh.
This is them just being like, OG seems to just know where we are on our side. Let's take the farm from their side.
That's the thing, right? They know that OG is it's just looking for fights. Look at it.
Yep.
They're fighting up towards tier 3s. This is literally where OG doesn't want to be. They don't want to be on their half of the map. That's defensive, slow, and boring. So that does give this space. And Liquid's starting to make a bit of use of it. OG into the pit is spotted out by the Weehaw trap.
Yep.
Can they do anything with it? They've got Black Hole and they've got the Ravage.
Yep, they've got their ultis available. OG, they have their Guardian Angel as well, but Seb is relatively low on mana. They stop the rush and they're like, oh, heroes have been spotted. Go for the fight. Miracle is in the mid lane.
They're going to go for jump on Miracle. Instant rage and a back off. Still, they managed to sandwich them. If Liquid can get the Tide and the Enigma in, they could go for a good fight from the low ground. Kuro,
Miracle
disabled. He traps up No-Tail in the circle wars. Miracle's the focus. Miracle will fall. They're walking over Mind Control. Tries to get around the jump, but he can't. Boundless strikes out.
No time.
Phantom's embraced again. No-Tail stopping around Mind Control for being able to offer the Ravage for now. And Anna and Thompson, they're still good to go. Dust is out. They've got the detection prepared. Weeha's left behind. They've taken both cores. They're going to get the third 12 by looks of his OG. They jump over, catch out Mind Control, and they'll also toss back in GH as OG. They just keep killing every single member of Liquid over and over again. They're playing the fights perfectly.
The execution of these fights is absurd right now.
It doesn't get any better than this from OG.
It's 31 kills at the 21-minute mark. They're just, sorry, at the 20-minute mark. They're running around, bounty rune spawn. They just kind of fake that Roche a little bit. They know. They're like, oh, there's a TA trap in here. They have to know that they're versing a TA, and they have to know there's traps in there. And then they just bring the fight. As soon as Liquid shows a member, they don't care. They get the boundless strike when it looks like Mind Control's trying to get a perfect Ravage, and then he gets silenced, and from there, the fight gets so hard.
He knows exactly. A bug on Mind Control, bam.
Yep.
They cannot do anything. You saw GH moving as well. If Mind Control gets that Ravage off, GH is able to get him with the Black Hole. Maybe they limit the casualties. Maybe they're able to at least bring someone down with them from OG, but it's not the case. OG using every spell in the right order and on the right target.
Yep, and they're itemizing really well now too. We see Seb, he went for the Medallion early on into a Vlad's. And what are we looking at on the side of Liquid? It's pretty much, I mean, they have magical damage too, but the Templar Assassin is really the one that's going to be dealing all that damage on their lineup. And he's going to have a much harder time versus a Solar and Vlad's on being thrown on the target that he's focusing.
And again, sort of the chaos of these fights, you know, sure, it's sort of been a group effort, but look how well they're able to prioritize their main man, Anna. He's only died the once in all of these engagements. He's 7, 1, and 11. So despite the fact that sometimes you'll see Thompson fall, they're throwing bodies in, they're getting so much done that Anna is able to benefit off.
And it's not like Thompson's not farmed. He's actually ahead of Anna in the farm here. He has a Radiance with the Echo Saber already finished.
Excuse me?
Versus a TA. This is a Radiance versus TA so early on. This evasion,
21 minutes in
of the Radiance onto that refraction as well, it's going to prove to be super problematic. And even versus Blink Daggers, that's the other thing that we know that Thompson, why he really likes Radiance, is when you throw down your Wukong's command, all of your individual monkeys get the Radiance applied in that AoE, so getting Blink Daggers and blinking and ravaging and causing chaos is near impossible.
You cannot escape it. You need the BKB and Blinks if you want to try and make a jump, and even then, you're still going to be slowed down in the way that you had to commit with them.
Yep.
As Roshan, OG's in the pit, no chance of Liquid heading over. As Anna will claim the Aegis. And with 3k gold towards the next item.
Mind Control hide. They saw him for a second.
He's got a TP.
Uh-oh.
They've obviously got ways to cancel it, OG. I don't think.
Oh, he's praised him
Mind
already.
Control's getting out of this one. He shows himself, they get a glimpse of him. And it's just more and more gold and glory for OG. 22 and 10, 22 minutes in. This is the OG you expect to see after they go down a game in game one. They are relentless with the pressure that they're applying.
No mercy. You pick a greedy draft versus them, you know that this is the way that they're going to play. Just running around looking for non-stop plays, especially when they have Thompson on Monkey King and Anna and Ember. These are just incredibly fast-paced
Miracles. It's been found again. They get the combo in. He's not able to get the rage off. The Phantom Embrace from No-Tail, along with that combo, leaves no chance for Miracle to get out of there. And now they can start looking for some towers. It's got to that point again when OG said, all right, we've done enough killing. Let's get some more objectives. Tier 2 tower in the middle lane will be taken. Weehard doing his best. They keep that top lane pushed out. Has the blink of the Deso, so can try for these plays. Bottom lane, GH and mind control. They're eyeing up Thompson.
But he's got Seb, and then, oh look, Heavenly Grace, 2,500 health Monkey King walking around. No fear in the world at all as Weehard.
I mean, he blinks back.
Already there.
He's in position. That's going to allow Thompson to close the gap. And we are.
There's a Radiance.
They do not have detection, but he is slowly burning.
They've got another toss as well.
Oh. This is, burnt to pieces.
This is
Burnt
this
to
snowball
smithereens.
is out of control by OG right now.
That's a painful way to go. As OG, you can feel the magic that they're bringing right now. This is what has brought them to this point of the tournament. This is why they are your defending champions. If they turn it up, if they hit this right sort of pattern of plays.
And look at this mind control. He wants something.
It just
anything.
Stop. OG are making this game too hurt for Liquid. This is painful right now.
This is just the beautiful. Look at the damage coming out from the cores.
To have that much damage just to hear it at 24 minutes in, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Just keeping all the aggressive moves, like you said. Liquid, they were trying to even move the Enigma, move the Tidehunter out onto the OG side of the map, but OG's like, no, we're going to keep all the aggression onto Liquid's side. Don't let them get any breathing room in this game. Put down deep aggressive wards, and just keep running at him. Don't let Miracle get this Radiance online. He's almost got it though. That's the one thing. Miracle has his phase, has the Midas, has the armlet, and will soon have that Rad. But the rest of his teammates are so far behind. And a TA, when you're playing from behind like this, is incredibly difficult when you're versus these natural targets.
He cannot show his face in the fight, sweetheart.
And remember, when they open with TA, you're setting yourself up to this. OG, they like triple down to make sure they have things to do with him. Omni Knight is an incredibly good hero versus TA at all stages of the game. Jarex, he's already prepared bottom, waiting for the next kill to set up. They already got TPs coming.
In come the TPs. Jarex, he's in with the setup. They'll still get the blink off. Did have enough charges left on the refraction to get it out, and he's going for the TP away. They will not catch him. So this time Weehar will get himself away from this terrifying squad from OG that is just moving from lane to lane. You cannot show your face without the expectation of 3 heroes immediately collapsing on you. Got the vision here as they'll get in with the setup. Kuro tries his luck, tries to get out. Doing the warning for the team. Jarex has also found mind control. Anna's still diving in towards the base as Weehar.
He got Thompson's tree.
Weehar tries to turn with the meld here. Thompson's there with the bound. Let's try. Weehar is just dying inside the base.
This mobility is, it's just absurd. Ember Spirit and Monkey King, they're everywhere. You cannot set up anywhere on the map. They just get across the map too quickly.
I feel like we're just saying that you cannot let OG have these two cores together. They just play off each other so perfectly. The timings that these heroes hit, they're just on top of you at the same point of the game, and it just doesn't slow down.
Yeah. Bit of a timing window here for Liquid. Oh my god, Miracle. Dropping solo. They've got Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter now. But Jarex actually, I believe, countered. Hey, I think he counseled his TP. Up top, mind control can't get back to base.
He cannot.
Chased around. And now Thompson's cutting off the escape route as well already.
There's no tide for the defense. As he can run, he could deal with the creep wave, but he's not going to be able to head back and help out if a fight does kick off in the middle. As they'll find him, they'll chase him. Monster kill for Thompson. It's,
oh my god.
It's incredible to see how hard OG is punching back after that game 1 loss.
They're really just giving no room to Liquid at all. No room in the map, just constant mobility, constant running around, constant fighting. And Miracle, like we said, he's kind of farmed. They have the BKB on the Enigma as well with that blink on the Tidehunter. But OG, they have a 15,000 gold lead, a 20,000 experience lead, and they have given, what? I think they've only given OG 1 or 2 towers in the last 10 minutes and no kills.
There's a full Skadi on Thompson. At 20 minutes in. This game, I think, it is entirely on GH and mind control to make some incredible 5-man play. That's the only way right now.
That is really how it feels. And they have the BKB Black Hole, which is not counterable from OG, at least with the stun. But OG's tanky.
Yeah.
And getting into them as well, right? If they have the Wukongs down, laid down, he's gonna die if he gets that Black Hole off.
He will.
And now also, they've got a better way to heal each other and help each other. There's an Aghanim's on Savage. So that Guardian Angel is going to provide that massive amount of HP regen as well as that protection from wherever he's going to be to pop it off. I don't think they're going to have the damage to do with OG at all.
Miracle trying to push into Thompson, but with the items that Thompson has and the burst that he does, Soul finds out. They're going to try and jump forward. The Wukong's command is now mind control off the Ravage. The GH's already out. They've got the black hole. GH falls those. He's stuck inside the Wukongs. 3 dead on Liquid. OG just beating them down one by one. The buybacks will come out from both Kuro and Miracle. But both GH and Mind Control are gone without their ultimates and without buyback. The game continues to worsen for Liquid as OG past the racks on top of Miracle, tossing him back into the boundless. Triple kill for Thompson.
Wow.
As OG, this entire game has been a highlight reel for them. He gets something. It's a lot of money, of course, Anna. So that's a little bit of glory for Liquid.
Oh, Jarex, it will go down, maybe. No, the heal they give the Rampage to Thompson.
Extra bit of salt in the wounds there. As they're holding on.
They're going to give them respect, though. They're going to back up.
Well, I feel like OG doesn't mind. They're enjoying this. They're loving this. They don't want this to end. They want to keep playing. They've got such a lead on all 3 cores that you know right now in the booth, OG are really enjoying themselves right now.
Oh, especially Thompson. 16, 3, and 14. Part of 30 of the 35 kills on this Monkey King. That is insane in this type of game on the finals of TI.
Blade on Jerax. Everybody's getting their items on OG.
Yep. Some luxury ones, of course, but just not letting Liquid get anything. They have a Templar Assassin who is at 11,000 net worth at 30 minutes. You don't hear that very often. Usually when you hear a TA at 30 minutes, he's going to be peaking at the 18, 15,000, 17,000 gold marks, maybe even higher than that. OG just not allowing Liquid to play with this draft at all. They're sandwiching and closing the map off even more, picking up those more luxury items, and Aghanims now, of course, for Ana too, so he can just be even more mobile. And there's no black hole for 60. Ravage is up at 30. OG just walk up to this high ground. And another Aghanims, of course, too, for Thompson. Liquid can't fight into this. They are just far too strong on OG right now.
Their only hope is with the Black Hole and a Ravage, and we saw even last time, it was exactly as you said it would. If Wukong's command is down, BKB Black Hole is not going to last long enough, and even if it did, they just do not have the damage right now to kill these heroes.
They're too tanky, and like I said, to a Seb, right? Seb in the back line, just going to go to heal everybody with that Guardian Angel.
He's already trying to pull the wave away from mid, but they're chasing.
That's all we are. He doesn't have BKB.
Jerax is over. There's the E-Blade combo coming out. A GH to celebrate as the fight continues down bottom, making sure that No-Tail doesn't go down. The two of them soul-bound together. Anna's in with a change. Boundless strikes down on a Miracle. Miracle cannot get out of this one alive. He's dead without buyback. Mind control as well. The chase never ends from OG.
You have to imagine they tap out of this one pretty soon as OG, 31,000 gold lead. So many different items picked up. They're cleaning up the last racks. A Daggett even picked up No-Tail.
He's popped the BKB. He's going to go for the black hole on the two of them. Does hit the pulse down. In fact, gets Anna as well with the wraparound. But they just don't take any damage at all. GG is called. The suffering will finally come to an end for Liquid in this game too, as OG take the victory 1-1 now in this best-of-5 grand finals. And Liquid, well, they've got to be feeling pretty shaken up after that game. OG coming into this game too, showing why they are the defending champions from last year. This is one of the most dominant games we've had in a grand finals. Nothing at all went Liquid's way in that match.
It's crazy how much Thompson and Ana were able to do. Even Seb too, right? He was running around. We saw the 3 cores from OG literally just running around from lane to lane to lane, killing anybody that showed their face on Liquid. Mind Control ended this game 1-12-6. They didn't ever let him even try to recover in this one. They didn't let Weeha recover at all either. They just did not let anybody on the side of Liquid even get to play the game with Dota 2.
What a game. What a game too. And ladies and gentlemen, as I say, with that, the series now tied 1-1. Liquid, they've got to do some serious revising to come into Game 3 with something totally different, as this Game 2, they got dismantled.
And it's the exact same first phase bans as the previous game. Mag, AA, IO, banned by Liquid, Leshrac, Alchemist, Chen, banned by OG, and then Liquid scoop up a Rubik and a Tidehunter, and OG have a Enchantress and a Tiny.
Yes. This time around, OG is like, all right, you're giving us the Enchantress, let's see if you can beat it.
Yeah.
And the Rubik, the first pick by Rubik, the Liquid, which is Rubik, I think it kind of blocked their potential Magnus strat from OG because OG loves that hero. So I think that's what that Rubik.
But they banned the Max.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
I forgive you for that.
I'm kidding. But I'm thinking like maybe they try to ban for the Tidehunter maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm a little. I'm feeling the Liquid draft is it's a bit awkward. It's this thing when you pick this Tide, right? Like it's a very high tier pick because I mean Ravage is always gonna just stun everyone. But in general, that hero struggles versus Ench, and he usually doesn't get a very good lane. So like Tiny will deal a lot of damage to him.
He struggles because what, the pure damage from Impetus is too much, or?
Oh yeah, you just get chunked. Like you can't lane versus him. Like that's already a problem. Like you can't put the Tide versus Ench, so that feels bad.
Yeah. So like 50% of the reason why Tide gets picked is because of the Ravage, and the other 50 for the tankiness. But Enchantress just removes the tanky part of the Tide. So,
right.
Yeah.
And generally, whatever lane Tide goes into, like he starts with like 48 base damage or something. So it's just hard. It's just hard to do anything.
Yeah, and especially after the last game too, I was thinking if Liquid is going to repick these long ultimate cooldowns, because OG seems to be playing so fast. I guess like they like talked themselves over and kind of regrouped.
So you're saying that's a reason why the Enigma in the last game may not have been too great, because that black hole cooldown was a bit of a limiting factor for Liquid to be able to match that breakneck pace that OG were setting.
I don't know, normally like it would have been fine because OG had no tower hitter. They only had like heroes that could kill people, like Monkey King, Omni, Ember. They don't hit towers at all. So even if they group up, if Liquid doesn't react like 5 heroes, they're gonna lose out eventually, right?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I think that game also just comes down to a lot like when you lose 3 lanes, it's just very hard to play.
Imagine that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, because they had counter like matchups. They see a Omni Knight, but they pick a Lifestealer, and like a hero
saw a TA, they pick an Ember.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't end up laning that way, but still, they thought that they had these counters in mind.
Yeah, and you end up losing 3 lanes. You have an Enigma Tide, and you like your first couple of ultimates don't like kill them all. You're just, it's just trouble for you, man. It's just gonna be hard. So I hope Liquid now, like they really try to counter lanes. Like the difference here with the OG Ench this game and like the first game is, like what Liquid used to counter Ench, it's all banned out. Like the Shen is gone, the Meepo is gone. So I mean, I'm hoping they have a
backup
they
plan for
have
the
something.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure they do too, because
I mean, I'm not sure. Like this Tidehunter is very awkward. And we'll see.
yeah.
So then, why is Magnus continuing to be first phase banned then? Because like they haven't even, we saw Enchantress be exposed in game 1. You saw that you could beat it. You would know that OG would be like, all right, I'm going to ban out the Meepo and the Chen because that's what beat my Enchantress. Liquid are still not willing to give up that Magnus. Why is that?
I'm not. I guess like they have more strats in mind for this Ench.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. Because I have like my personal feeling is that they should be able to play against the Magnus.
Right.
OG Magnus is especially annoying too because Zed plays it, not the position 4. Usually when there's a Magnus, you can like fast tempo and like have such a huge advantage from the early mid game, but since offlaner plays it from OG, like it's pretty hard to do that.
So Liquid gonna pick up an Ogre Magi. Technically another possible way to deal with Enchantress. You can give your team attack speed with the Bloodlust and you have plenty of magic damage to try to burn through her HP pool, and since you don't have to deal with the Untouchable, and OG gonna pick up a Faceless Void.
And a Grimstroke that's amazing against Tide. Like these,
no, this is a very hard Tide game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very hard Tide.
No, Ogre is one of the few heroes that can actually like solo versus Ench for a long time. Like especially if you're really on point with last hits, like you can potentially win that lane. And even if you played as a 5, like you're not really taking damage that much from her hitting you. So like you can sustain a long while. But eventually, like you're gonna get kicked out. So like I'm just waiting for this magic pick here that they're preparing for.
So you're definitely leaning heavily OG so far.
I mean, I want to see this because this is supposed to be Liquid's strongest pick right now. But yeah, I'm feeling like this Tide is very awkward. Like OG, they were very ready for this Tidehunter. Yeah.
no real surprise here. Liquid go back to the Templar Assassin, and to be fair, the loss in the previous game was her first loss on the main stage.
Yeah.
So it's not like the hero is bad by any means, but Liquid are definitely kind of running the same playbook over and over again for Weehaw, which, you know, people had a lot of critiques for Epicenter. They just kept giving Weehaw win range, and you're like, what are you going to do about it? But they kept winning.
I mean, they didn't win the finals, though, did they?
That's true.
No,
This is the finals of TI also.
Yeah, because I wanted to say, like, I hope Liquid, like, really relax with this Templar Assassin now. Like, either pick it super late or don't pick it at all. Because a lot of... I'm guessing they're going to ban Monkey King now, so, like, they don't have to deal with that. But, because that hero, it's not the same hero. Like, before she used to win the lanes, and then, like, farming... Like, you're more okay with farming. If you lose the lane and then you go to farm jungle, like, versus a team like OG, that can be rough.
And it's not like Liquid have any particularly strong roamers to help her accelerate that lane that quickly. Ogre Magi most likely going to be played in a core role, and Rubik, you know, telekinesis cooldown is way too much to expect to get any ganks on the mid lane.
It should be a tied 3 and
Yeah, probably Ogre 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, because I'm thinking OG will switch this Tiny to a 4 now. I don't think that's one of Tiny's probably worst matchups in TA. Like in how they also how Thompson wants to play.
Right.
Because he wants to run in the he just wants to run on the other side, and he's just running in traps.
What's a good Thompson hero other than Monkey King? Because for sure it has to be banned.
Yeah.
Maybe Pugna?
Yeah. No, I'm curious to see it. I mean, he might just play the Tiny again. They did win that game before. No, I mean, actually, they lost the game. They could have won that game, the first game, where it was Tiny versus Temple.
I think like this Tiny Void combo, Tiny has to be played on like carry or mid.
Yeah, it does help a lot.
Yeah. Because like the Aghanim Daedalus is so great game breaking. It can't be played on offlane.
Even Liquid are baffled, burning a lot of their reserve time for this final ban. They really want to protect this Templar Assassin.
I really want to see what Liquid are thinking too.
I think they're talking about like if the monkey is worth banning or not.
Yeah.
Because Tiny offlane or Enchantress offlane, I think they're saying they can deal with it.
Bruh. Okay. They finally had the Monkey King. A lot of deliberation for that one. Now they got 30 seconds to pick a Juggernaut.
Okay. It's all right. Like he'll be bloodlusted, he'll get a lot of last hits. Eventually, though, you will get kicked out by this Ansh, I believe. I mean, it's not the dream pick, but it's playable.
And I guess against this Faceless Void, you may not have to be too concerned about your healing ward getting killed.
Yeah. No, it's a decent healing ward. I mean, Ansh can be annoying. She buys a lot of, like...
ranged items.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liquid can definitely stop.
Okay, there we go. You call it, right?
Yeah, I call it.
You call it. You call it.
Thank you. It's really great with Grimstroke. The other team cannot hit the Phantom's... what is it? Phantom's Embrace?
Yeah, if you decrepify the unit, then you just literally can't hit it off. And another reason why Grimstroke was likely picked is because it's a silence that can't get purged off by Kraken Shell.
Yeah.
You put that on the Tidehunter.
No, this is the nightmare Tidehunter game. Like, if he just gets to Arcane Boots Blink or like Face Boots Blink,
you'll be impressed.
No, but that's all he has to do. Like, don't expect anything more from this Tidehunter.
I mean, yeah, he might not feed as much as last game, but his impact is probably going to be minimal.
All right then, gentlemen, I appreciate the thoughts, but I want to hear one last thought, and it's going to come from Purge with the last word.
Winning Grand Finals is a really tough task at TI, and it's also because you have to change your strategy partway through the Grand Finals as the heroes you get comfortable with get banned out. Liquid has been really doing a great job with TA. It's a hero that they haven't picked a huge amount in the past, at least recently, but during the last stages of this tournament, it's been really effective. But in last game, OG showed that they had a great counter with Ember Spirit, having Tiny on support, and other things like that made things really effective. And now OG gets to go back to their regular comfort heroes. They've got Enchantress, they've got the Tiny Void combo, having Grimstroke as the support for Pugna, or for No-Tail hasn't really been contested, but still accomplishes what they need. And on the other side, Liquid grabbing Jug, that should give them a strong laning stage and the ability to kill Enchantress because they can do lots of magic damage. On top of that, they still get Rubik, they still get Tide, and they have the TA, so they can fall back on it. But we'll see if they can still win with the TA either way, despite the enemy picks. With that said, let's throw it over to the casters for game number 3.
Thanks, Purge. Game 3 ready to go between OG and Liquid. Series stands 1-1 at the moment. We're seeing some similarities in the drafts as well as, of course, some little changes and alterations. But still the biggest thing that I want to talk about, Fog, is Liquid. They're believing in some of the heroes that really did struggle last game. They're sticking with like these Tide Hunters, these TAs. Do you like that, or does that sort of maybe scare you a bit in the sense that Liquid running out of options?
I would be a little scared, right? Like, you have to look at this, and they've literally picked Templar Assassin in all the games. And OG, they have to know this is coming. They have heroes that they've been preparing for it, preparing versus one. We saw how hard they were able to play last game and how fast that pace they were trying to set. That's the one thing that I saw Liquid, they do back away from this game though, right? They didn't go for all greed. They have a Juggernaut who can fight early. They have the Ogre Magi who's a stronger 5 position. And then they have this Rubik that can also make plays around the map. GH, he tried his heart out in the last game as an Enigma, but it is an Enigma. So you're gonna be slower paced because you have to play around your cooldowns. So at least they've addressed that a little bit here on the side of Liquid, but still do have to be a concern for sure, Seb.
Go for a bit of a poke on him, but OG, they have the numbers there. Just going to turn around, look to body block up Miracle. Miracle holding onto the Blade Fury for now. Now Pops Pip, just before the toss comes into play. And we'll get him back underneath the tower. But overall, definitely some things for Liquid to be scared about in the draft. You saw as well, they had to kind of pick their poison right. They have the TA. It was, well, are we gonna lane against the Monkey King from Dobson or a Pugner? They opt for the Monkey King ban, but does mean that the Topson Pugner will be there to cause some havoc with the TA in the mid lane. That Decrepify in the laning stage each wave is not going to be fun for Weehard to deal with.
No, it allows you to secure pretty much almost not all the range creep denies, but you get a lot of those range creeps. Ana will be able to get himself that rune.
I'm going to try and abuse the fact that he hasn't got that time warp for quite a long time. I mean, 15 seconds.
He'll be fine.
He's able to get
pressure.
back.
Yeah, takes a lot of damage, but no tell. Same build as last game. He has the Clarities as well as, or the Tangos as well as the Salve. He will salve that one up, and there's 2 bounties left.
There is, Liquid will be able to claim theirs up top, but you will imagine that that bottom one will eventually be picked up by OG, so overall getting the 3 of the 4 to start this game off with.
See how these mid creeps. Topson will be able to get the 1-for-1, so he gets that range creep deny as well as securing his range creep. And as well going to get maybe another 2 denies as well. Oh my god, 3 denies on the first wave there, and he sprays the loser, of course.
Definitely going to be a lane where we are going to have to keep our eyes on, as we could seriously see Topson break ahead significantly of the CS of Weehard's tier.
And a very interesting starting item. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's a crown.
I like it.
In the mid lane, right?
Was sort of built towards eventually getting, what, a Rod of Atos, do you think?
Veil?
No, the Veil, right.
I think Veil is really nice because it gives you that armor that you're lacking as a Pugna when you're playing versus TA.
Yeah, very nice work with your teammates.
Yep.
The Tiny, the Grimstrokes, a lot of magical to offer when you start making those moves that we know that OG is going to want to do after seeing how they played in Game 2.
I mean, it works well with everybody except for the Enchantress, right? Even Void, your time lock is magical. Sure, that's it. Very slight, but every little type of application.
He's going to have levels in it, so it's going to hurt.
Topson just waiting to try to get all these range. 5 and 6 to the 2-1 of Weehar right now.
It's just, I mean, as we're bottom lane.
Kuroko's tanking the. Yeah, he's
should be fine.
Pressure.
Just doing his job here, trying to make sure that the pressure isn't applied to Miracle.
Yep. I'm mostly gonna be looking at mid, just because I'll be keeping tabs of those range creep denies for us. As the side lanes, we'll be able to get a decent amount of farm on both of those carries on Liquid and OG. But this is the more important thing, is that my control is not getting super shut down in this one up top. Unlike the last game where it was just chain deaths for him. From the start of the lane, from pretty much level 1, he died back to back to back.
Obviously, we are be able to get the 2-minute rune. Not really one that's going to help him in the lane, though. Just an invis, not the DD or the illusion that could have maybe helped him get a bit of a catch-up in this matchup. It's Topson just continuing to keep the edge, as this hero matchup is very, very painful to play in the lane for the TA.
Yeah, we just have to be careful how he even controls his side blades. He just keeps getting all these denies built up onto him there. He'll secure himself one of those range creeps now, but yeah, 8 denies on the Pugna. But bottom we see Seb. He's not able to get the most down here, but he's still putting pressure on. He's got 7 last hits, but look how low he's got Miracle. Actually forcing the salve, and Kuroki has no regen left either. So no regen on either of them. We see also he's gone for the point in the enchant this game in the laning phase, because you're playing versus Bloodlust. You can be able to dispel that one quite easily, and if he gets an option of a decent creep, of course.
I mean, in this lane, is there a chance that Seb can get caught out by a Blade Fury play, or most of the time will Seb just have the heals to stay alive?
He should have more than enough health and more than enough healing. Like the Blade Fury, it's a decent amount of damage if you have enough stuns, but it's just one stun from the Fire Blast, which means he's going to be able to get his heal and a Fairy Fire off. So once that heal kicks in, the spin's not enough damage.
Seeing top lane. Anna able to match the free farm of Miracle down bottom. Both carries getting a good start in their safe lanes.
A couple more denies on Ana. He's already actually used an early courier too. I think Topson made the call. He's like, I don't really need the courier too early on, and you guys could have bring you some regen top, and they did. They brought Tyingos and Clarities, and we will see. Helm of Iron will picked up. He's going straight for that Veil on the Pugna. I mean, it's going to be crazy early how he gets it, because he started with this crown. Very cool approach here coming out from Topson. And look how tanky he is too. 9 armor. When he's next to his tower, he's sitting at 12. So that harassment from Weehaw will not be as significant.
Seeing we are trying is sort of the best approach he can against the Pugna. Every time the Decrepify is being used, try and closes the gap, gets on top of Topson, forcing Topson to sort of stray a little bit back from the creeps. Pressure's on top. Looking for GH, looking for those bashes. Stroke won't hit, so GH will be fine to walk off. Mind control, turning and beating down onto Notel. In return, it's Notel will have to keep his distance. Will be able to do so. Mind control, of course, getting good farm up top.
Breaks this out with the gush there.
Mid lane though, has been caught out by a bit of a move from Jerax. He's trying to switch the Mango in to go for a Mango refraction play, but that 6 seconds far too long. Jerax setting up for Topson in mid and making sure that mid lane continues to be a nasty place for the Weehaw TA to be.
Bounty Rune's going to be spawning as well. Jerax going to try to at least claim one for his team here. We'll be able to get one, Miracle will be able to get the other one as top.
And Mind Control's able to get behind the tower and get Notel.
Yeah.
Push them away, GH.
Oh, he kills it.
He knows that Anna's got the Time Warp. Doesn't want to let Anna have the chance of going for it. Does mean that Anna has the Time Warp to try and turn and chase towards GH. Another gush from Mind Control will be there though. Slows Anna down and GH will be able to walk out alive.
This is where Jerax now. This is a really important play here. If he can get this set up and kill Weehaw in the mid lane, Weehaw's actually already getting turned with the Veil. Is it enough? Ooh, he's very close. Jerax is already running over.
Weehaw.
He just used the TP to come back mid.
He's going for the walk back.
Jerax knows. There's no shrine available top either. It was used already by the side of Liquid.
He's just going to try and get a little bit out of the jungle whilst he has the mana to play around with Refraction and Meld.
There's a glyph available though. Topson and Jerax are set up. There's a glyph and it's a 5-minute siege wave. So Topson, he's going to look to just take this mid tower here. GH showing up to try to pull the creep aggro. We'll only get the one creep aggro though for now. From this tower, they will be forced to pop glyph to
They can
defend
turn
it.
towards GH. Jerax is on the high ground. Veil's going to be out onto GH. Avalanche from Jerax is to try and close the gap to Decrepify into the life drain. He just gets slowly drained down and out. He'll turn with a stick charge and a Fade Bolt. But GH's fate is sealed. It's Topson.
Jerax is still in the area. He has a toss back.
Topson.
He has a dust too, so he's waiting.
Yeah.
Thought maybe he melded there.
And keeping Weehaw away from the lane, away from any chance of finding farm.
I love this, going for this Veil build on Topson. It's super clever being able to get it so early on. It's just applying so much extra pressure that you normally would not be able to do as a Pugna.
You see, but still Jerax just
toyed with it.
Stopping Weehaw from getting close. It's going to take a bit of damage. We'll toss Weehaw back into the Ancients. Avalanche as well, and with the Black Dragons beating down on Weehaw, Jerax is able to trade a good bit of damage.
Might go down here though. GH is walking over, but in the meantime, Ana and Notel up top are able to get the kill.
Jerax is going to go for the TP in that spot. They do not see him. Telekinesis was still unavailable, so they wouldn't have been able to catch him anyway. OG, this mid lane tier 1 tower, they're pushing it down. Topson's able to play such a fast pace. This Pugna versus TA matchup that he loves bottom.
Oh my goodness. The neutral creeps actually turned onto him while he was getting impetus. He almost died farming that hard camp.
Well, Topson, he's dragged under the tower, wants to lose the spray out, TP's out of there. Continuing to toy with Liquid, drawing the attention of 4 members of Liquid towards that mid lane. They don't get him. He's out to safety.
And now Miracle, who he's been having a pretty decent time in that bottom lane, 40 and 6. Enchantress has hit 6. We know what happens when Enchantress hits 6. You get forced out of lane. It's exactly what's happened now to Miracle. And he's pushed to the jungle for the time being. He's gonna farm maybe under the tower here. Miracle camping here. He's pinging it out. He wants someone to rotate because he has the Omni.
He's feeling that there could be a chance to find some action mid lane. Decrepify setups there. Jax is prepared with the dust. Weehaw cannot hide in the shadows. They see him every time and the tower goes down. 8 minutes in. Top lane mind control. Getting bashed up by Ana and Notel. Should have another time walk available in a second. Seb running himself away from Kura again into the trees. Gets the heal up, but the Omni Slash from Miracle will secure the kill down bottom. At the same time up top, they find eventually mind control's tied as they continue the chase. An off-laner for an off-laner.
And they're spamming the taunts because Miracle, he really wanted to hold on to Omni Slash there. He tried to just get the kill with the spin, but it was not enough damage. They're forced to actually throw the Omni Slash to bring down Seb.
And Thompson is just able to pull so much attention towards this mid lane now.
Yeah.
He's feeling strong and confident with the brown boots, windlace and veil. He can run around and just be such a nuisance.
And the draft panel mentioned how hard of a Tide Hunter game it was going to be. Mind Control had a decent start, but now he is completely shut down as mid.
We have the Ink Spot stun onto WeAre. GH is there to help out. Another blast. Mind Control heading over. He's only level 4 on the Tide at this point.
I think they thought he was higher level than that. Noto throws the silence on him, but it's only level 4 Tide.
And they're going to live train him down. Slows there with a stroke of fate. Will be able to crack his shell up, but Jax with pixel perfect body blocking there. Well, I say that. Miracle's going to come in with a Blade Fury. They punish Jax for it. They do lose Mind Control. Support for an off lane. And you're just seeing Liquid, they're having to bring the whole team to mid lane to deal with the shenanigans of this Pugna.
And immediately Miracle's now going to start getting pressured again too. He's even going to dig in front. He just dug in front of him. They're having way too much fun.
He's feeling it, Thompson.
They have Ana free farming top, right? This is a treads into Midas Void who has pushed the Tide Hunter completely out of lane. And like we said, Mind Control, he's 1 in 3
The
this
Phantom
game again.
Embrace, and that is, it's such a nasty combo. Decrepify, Phantom Embrace. There is no counter.
There is no counter.
There is no counter.
Well, until later. Then maybe when they get BKBs or something. But yeah.
Oh.
Thompson.
Hey, they may
it alone.
have dove a little too far this time. They surround him. Thompson will fall finally. They're able to get that spooky little skeleton boy out of their half of the map.
But
kill him off.
Look at where it's happening. He forces everybody to go from there, and that just solidifies OG to get 4 bounty winners. It hurts because they lose their core, but in a net worth advantage, that actually favors OG.
Oh, it's a 4K lead at 10 minutes in for OG.
And we talked about Midas's. Midas Void coming out soon. Midas Enchantress is already finished, and they're just looking around to keep the pressure going. Mind Control, 1 in 3 in the game again, and his game is not going to get easier.
He's got an inventory. He TP's up top. He's going to look for the setup, the toss back. Mind Control still has not got that 6 in the Ravage. GH has got his own level 6. Jax is going to look to set up onto him instead. They'll throw it back into the Chrono, catching the 2 of them. OG, they just can't help themselves. They can't stop making plays.
You can just tell how much fun they're having in the game. Spamming the chat wheel, spamming the losers, running around, making kills happen, and not stopping. Again, Thompson. That's what we saw them doing in the last game too. Just looking around, running around. Where's Weehaw is the question. That's who they want, as they know he's just going to back up in jungle. This is getting pretty out of control already. A 5K advantage. They're finding Miracle. Thompson is going to get stunned up.
And the Miracle, he's got the Blade Fury and the Omni Slash to play around with. Soulbind's going to lock the 2 of them down together as Notel's looking to turn, moves in with the silence. The double grave, both dead. The Ravage comes out, but they've already lost the 2 of them. They'll get Notel in response. But now OG, they can turn and collapse onto Mind Control, surrounding the Tide. Jax and Thompson, Seb, they're not going to stop chasing this. A trap slow will come out, it doesn't matter. Thompson, another Decrepify blast, secures him the triple kill.
He's going for another.
They're not done yet, OGGH. He's got the stolen ink swell, they'll keep their distance. Jax closes the gap. GH is enchanted, taken out. Ultra kill for Thompson, 11 minutes in. There is nothing that can stop this man.
This is just getting so out of control. Look at the net worths. They almost have 4 of the 5 top net worths in the game. Miracle has no place to go in the game. He's running around trying to salvage the problems that are happening absolutely everywhere in the game because he's level 7 is Jug. But look at this hero damage. It's 12 minutes in and he has 10,000 hero damage.
Absolutely. You know, this is just numbers that are unheard of this early on in the game. The Thompson Pugna, I mean, they took their chances, right, as we said in the draft.
Pick your poison.
But ban the Monkey King. The Thompson Pugna was always going to be left in. They've got to kill him. They've got to do something about it. They'll surround him. They've got the Blade Fury. They have got the stun. Thompson falling low. Put the stick charge. Tries to down with the life trap, but they kill him off. Big kill here for Liquid. Can they get more? The rest of OG have turned up. They'll focus down Miracle. Ana, he's coming in with the wraparound, and Ana, he's nearly got the Chronosphere back online. Liquid have to be a little careful how they approach this. Jax forcing WeAre away from the rest of his team. Miracle, he's trying to run. Chrono's going to be back up in 5 seconds. Quick tread switch and a time walk forward from Ana allows him to close the gap. If he wants to pop the Chrono for this, he will. There's 3 heroes. He's thinking about it. The Shrine has been used. They're healing up. And they're trying to find the perfect angle. No-Tail's coming in with a wraparound. Mike Control's back in. No Ravage though. Toss over, keeping them bunched together. Anna, he's still trying to see if he can find that perfect opportunity. He may not even need it. The Phantom Embrace. It's on Mind Control. The output of the damage from Seb's impetus is too much for Mind Control to withstand. There's the catch. They'll get Miracle separated. He's shut down. He's silenced up. He did get the Blade Fury off, but the Soul Mind Control with the impetus is far too much for him to deal with. As OG.
Oh my god, they keep looking for more.
They're just giving us the repeat of game 2.
In the same exact area, at the same exact time too. It's like 12 minutes in, 10 heroes gathered around the Ancients areas. Weeha's like, okay, well I can't really fight this. I have to find my own time. Weeha's actually gonna go for a Blink Dagger to try to match and be able to fight and be able to respond to OG's aggression.
Look at the drag. Onto Jarex with that telekinesis, but again, OG, they just have the numbers here. Liquid are not ready to take these fights.
This is just an absolute dismantling coming up from OG. They're not giving them any room at all. And it's not this time like they have all these long duration ultimates. They're just punishing them for everything. The Jug pick, he's not really farming at all. Weeha either. Everybody on the side of OG is farming perfectly fine, and they have minuses.
I mean, Miracle, he walks into lane. He nearly dies immediately to the combo. Two the control on Thompson. Again, the Shredder with a 4-line avalanche for Jarex. Takes him out. Mind Control on the Ravage. Have they got the damage to finish these two off? Thompson's still alive. He's able to back off, and now again, the rest of OG's turned up. Seb's in the neighborhood. Toss over for Jarex. Kuro and GHB focus the X-Well on Jarex. Does it hit Kuro? It doesn't matter. No-Tail has the stroke of fate, and it's enough alone. As he's now a 10k lead, 3 dead on Liquid, so again, OG will be able to reset, get those bounty wins if they want. They may just keep the pressure on Anna. Down bottom, he's trying to go head-to-head with Weeha. It's the one bash.
There's more support coming in though. Jarex as well as No-Tail are in the area. Weeha will get spooked and push back.
And look at that, just
it's a 10,000 gold lead. The experience is even 10,000. What are they? Look at these hero levels. A Thompson 13, Seb 12, Weeha's 11, but then look at this, it's all of OG at the top of the board there with the levels, with the gold, with everything. So far in this game, they are just dictating the pace and giving no room to Liquid. All the moves are on their side of the map. Liquid, even if they do get some kills, it's all the way pushed back on their side already.
And you really just have to admire this sort of domination. This isn't some sort of slow-paced farming beatdown. It's not this 5-man push. It's just the want to fight, the coordination from OG, the team play, and the lineup that they have is working so beautifully against Liquid in Game 3, just as it did in Game 2. And it's leaving Liquid no chance to really turn things around. He's got the Blink Dagger. Going for that Blink first means that he doesn't have sort of that damage output. The fight is being brought to him, and with the Blink, if he turns and hits, he's not going to hit hard enough.
I think he's trying to, just like I was saying before, he's trying to make up for the fact that they have nobody else who can really match this fighting pace of OG, but it's a TA into a tough draft that he's against. They expect this Templar Assassin to be coming out, and they've been countering it time and time again, and all these heroes just deal with it incredibly well.
I mean, sorry, who do you go on as this TA? There's an Untouchable Enchantress, there's a Pugna with Decrepify, there's a Void with Time Walk, there's Phantom Embraces, they just have all the answers, OG.
And OG's, look, Ana is pushing bottom by himself, while in the mid lane, they're taking that tower as well. Weeha is jungling the enemy jungle. This has gotten completely out of hand. OG just, it looks like they have Liquid's notebook and they're just looking through, they're like, oh, this is where they're going to be next. This is what they're going to do next. They just have a perfect read of what Liquid's trying to do in the game.
Blink Dagger and Thompson now on top of her. Of course, there's already very stacked item build of Veil and Ether Lens.
They might just go
17 minutes in.
Thompson's just going to start poking high ground. He's got an Arcane Rune with his Nether Blasts. He's got the Aether Lens, yeah, like you said. And yeah, tier 3 is going to start getting poked 17 minutes. We are nearly approaching a 1,000 gold per minute lead too for the side of OG with this type of draft.
And Liquid, they're going to try their best to push this away. OG, they have Chronosphere.
Liquid's wrapping around. They've got a smoke. They've got the Ravage. Can they catch OG here? Jarex is the one standing up toward the front lines, waiting to see if something does happen. Tower's already dead. They're already working on their axes.
If Liquid's gonna make a move, they're gonna make it soon, but they're not gonna get the chance to. Jarex jumps in on top of Mind Control. Phantom Embrace upon him. No chance for a Ravage, but he's back immediately.
They know the only way that they can get caught is if it's from a wraparound. Jarex just waiting there in position. They even have an ops. They even put down a sentry to take out Liquid's vision too. Liquid has no vision of these backlines now.
They're taking the racks. Absolutely perfect. 18 minutes in.
My God. This is unbelievable.
2 games in a row where OG is just giving us the showcase of their lifetime.
It's been like 6 or 7 minutes since Liquid has been able to even find a kill. It's been GH just out of it. GH has been the one getting them, but it's not even these big ones because, like we said, they can't even get aggressive onto the map at all. As Seb just continues to stand in the base. He's a bit far forward here.
Look at the multicast. Banner's going to come in with a backup. They Decrepify, keeping Seb safe. They'll pop the Ravage. They're trying to get on top of at least someone. They'll find No-Tail. Hannah's surrounded. He still has the chrono. He gets the 3 of them. Thompson's able to turn with the life drain. Miracle's there. Mind Control tossed back into the chrono, making it a beautiful 4-man double kill for Thompson. He'll start to run them down one by one, pushing Liquid back towards the fountain. Mind Control. It's a dieback effectively. No buyback available. Still on cooldown for 6 minutes.
They're just playing on a totally another level right now. The way they're taking the fights, even the little things. The Omni Slash comes out on the Enchantress. Ana jumps into tanks it and then pulls the Omni Slash into his team. So Miracle gets put in a really awkward position, gets caught in the chrono, and like you said too, the toss into the chrono. I've seen them do this like 4 times in the last game, or in this last game already. And Thompson just continuing to reign supreme in the game, just constantly looking for these aggressive plays.
Ooh, quick blink out from Weeheart will mean that he won't die this time. But can they come back in this game? Liquid down 15k net worth, down a full set of racks before the 20-minute mark. 25-8 in favor of OG.
16,000 gold lead. They're going to get themselves at least 3 bounties, over 10,000 experience league, and that Dota Plus does say the 99% right now. So only a 1% right now for Liquid. It does feel like that as well.
Did you get the play clear off in time? Ana!
They actually get it
down. Weeheart's able to get in with a blink meld. Can they get more out of this No-Tail? Will pick up the rune, has Thompson by his side, but Liquid they're chasing. They'll look to move on to the high ground turnaround there. Jarex is in with the combo. The healing ward is not enough to keep Miracle alive. Miracle's dead for over a minute. So OG, they can now go back to chasing for more. GH tries for the TP out. Seb finds him. Doesn't get enough damage in time. GH will escape. Decrepify's there. Liquid, they do get in. Take down a second as they'll find No-Tail with a toss back. Avalanche for Jarex. Catches the 2 of them. He's got the invis. They don't have detection. They've got AoE.
He's got the blink up soon with the refraction.
They will let him be. He's going to be able to blink, or is he? He's not going to be able to blink. He's not going to be able to blink. Thompson.
The ward is down. He popped refraction. He got hit by the damage. He can't actually blink. Gets put back on the cooldown immediately. My God, these fights. I mean,
look at Thompson. 17-2 and 7.
17-2 and 7.
He's making this look like the easiest game of his life. He really is.
He really is. It's hard to even like point out all the other things, like how well Jarex is playing as well in this game. Just always being in the right place, getting these incredible toss combos. Because Thompson, like you said, has 17 kills at the 21-minute mark.
He's been involved in 24 of the 28. Thompson, he really is. He's the mid that everybody wants on their team. This is the pinnacle of the Dota 2 mid player.
Especially for the carry player. Any carry looks at this and like, wow, I wish my mid player would go around killing everybody every 5 seconds. It's looking pretty out of control here as it's a 19,000 gold lead and they just keep this aggression. Liquid just can't even get their lanes pushed out in this game. All stacked up outside the base. OG keeping them trapped inside of there. They have everything ready. They have all their tools available to fight.
They've got a rod of Atos on Seb now as well. Find the jump hook with the Ravage. Weeheart's in as well. Do they have the damage out in time? They do. They kill off Thompson. It's a lot of money going the way of Kuroki though. Can they get more out of this Omni Slash bouncing around Jarex? A buyback comes out for Thompson. He wants to rejoin the fight. As OG turns, they'll get one. There's the setup again. Ana with a 3-man chrono catches them all. Double kill for Ana. The toss up disable. Taking down Miracle. The Phantom Embraces on Kuro. They'll chase him up to the base. Triple kill for Ana. 2 buybacks to come out from Liquid. But no Tide or Juggernaut available to offer their services for this defense.
And they've already used everything. The Tidehunter Ravage, Jug Omni. I actually think Mind Control may have sold some of his items just to be able to purchase that Blink Dagger for the fight. And even then, they can't even come close to coming out ahead of it.
I mean, they got Thompson.
They got him, but he's back.
That was it. They'll get another jump in. Mind Control trying to commit. Jarrett just turns with the toss avalanche combo. Mind Control out of the game once more. We are trying to jump in, find at least Thompson, but he's not going to get it. OG surround him, outnumber them, a toss up. Back to the grave. GH is dead. GG is called. OG take game 3. And dare I say it's even in a more devastating fashion than game 2. It didn't look like it could get any worse for Liquid after that second game, but I think it just did.
I think they have to find a different type of draft. I don't think the Tidehunter plus the Templar Assassin can work when you're playing versus OG. They seem to just know exactly what they want to do versus it. With this Grimstroke, even with this Pugna, even with the Enchantress as well, I think you have to find something else for Liquid here. Otherwise, we could just have another replay in the next one. OG just seem to know exactly how they want to play around this. They end the game with a 1,000 gold per minute advantage over Team Liquid in the grand finals of TI. They have a 23,000 gold lead. Let's look at some damage numbers too. Like you said, Thompson was involved in 28 of their kills.
17, 3, and 11, Thompson.
He just had this explosive performance. This was unbelievable.
And as you say, to do this in the grand finals, to do it twice, game 2, game 3, are they going to be able to do it at fourth game? If they do, they will secure themselves that championship title. 1 game away, OG right now. Liquid, they've got to change things up entirely as the series stands at the moment 2-1 to OG.
I'd be like, dude, this TA is really not working out.
I mean, I would at least give him a minute to explain.
Okay.
Like, I would hope he would have a reason, you know? Like, and then I would listen to it, and then after that I would decide. But I would probably, like, I would not want to do it. That's how I'm feeling like right now. I'm not in the finals or anything. I'm not drafting here, but I'm just not feeling that hero.
Yeah, and if we're trying to find symptoms of why Liquid are just getting obliterated in these past 2 games, it definitely seems like the Templar Assassin is not helping them.
Yes. It just seems that it has too many bad matchups versus Thompson's favorite heroes that like run you over. Because I can see the idea why they think it would be good. Like all these traps to make it hard to run in. But if you lose your lane that bad, and it's also like affects, like they're losing that lane and they're losing every other lane these past 2 games. And when you do that, like, oh, like, what do you do? It's just extremely hard to play.
I think, like you said, it's really not good against Thompson's hero pool, right? Like TA, Thompson's not like a standard mid laner, right? I don't think you see him as this like TA, SF, Storm, right?
Yeah.
You see him as this like Pugna, Monkey King, you know, Ember to an extent, right?
Yeah. And then I guess Invoker, but even
Invoker, stuff like that. And
yeah.
TA beats like all the standard heroes, so everyone's really used to playing against TA. And all his heroes are just good against TA. So it's like you said, he's just kind of used to, I'm pretty sure, just beating TA in these games.
Yeah. Oh, and as we see the first phase bans, what's the new change? Elder Titan gets banned out, and guess what slips through? It's the IO. OG immediately snap it up.
Yeah, they haven't lost, yeah?
Pi, you were a victim of some Ana IO. What was that experience like?
No, it's one of those, like, the game was, we're feeling pretty good. And then suddenly, like, when that hero hits his timing, like 15 with Ags, like, you're just dying. Like, you're just dying. And I think it's not very complicated to play for him. Like, they don't really care how he does in lane. Like, they want to do fine. But then he's just farming jungle. Like, that's all he does. And he has a very, like, he looks at a fight, right? And he's like, if I want to be there, I click the spell and I'm there. If I don't want to be there, I'm just going to continue to farm.
It's like having an alchemist combined with a specter in one hero.
A little bit. Like, he doesn't farm that fast, but he farms, like, he doesn't farm that much slower than anyone else. Yeah. And he has insane timings.
His timings are just like better for the gold he gets than most other carries. Yeah. His 15 Ags is like,
yeah, it's
probably the
it's
best 15 timing I think in the game right now.
Probably.
Now, before talking about our game, it was like they first pick ET, right? And I'm like, oh shit. The Wisp is in the pool. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna pick Wisp. And like everything, like I had thought about, like everything just looked weak. Like everything just felt weak. And then like, yeah, but then you take a deep breath, you just go with whatever. And like, we can do this.
And Liquid take a breath and they go for the Chen, which did bring them success in their first game. And they take the Omni Knight, which OG had picked earlier.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go for AA. I believe it's been banned out every game here, because like
because the Alchemist AA.
Yeah, it's Alchemist. It's good versus, pretty good versus Shen, pretty good versus Omni Knight. I don't think OG will pick it here though. It's kind of awkward playing with a Wisp.
They don't really have stuns either.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Liquid have like, you know, their last pick, right? So they have like a lot of avenues opened up now. I hope.
I'm a little scared right now of this Wisp because
Only a little.
Yeah. Okay, so commonly...
Wait, of this Wisp or for this Wisp?
Of.
Oh, okay.
Because commonly you want like a hero that gets on top of this Wisp, right? Especially that 15 timing. He's scariest when his balls are max range.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's able to like chase you, and then you get slowed. So if you get a little closer, he pulls him in a little. And he stays at this like max range basically. Neither of those heroes are full commit heroes, right?
Right.
The Omni can supplement like one if you have like Ember, say, right? He can go in with a Grace, and that's decent. But these two are more like you want to fight. They want you to fight into them, right? They want you to find this Chen and this Omni for a lot of heal. And I think that's playing the Wisp's game right now.
This actually reminds me a bit. Liquid plays Secret, right?
Yeah.
And I believe Secret picked Wisp one of the games.
Yes.
They did.
And it was one of those, like, and Liquid had a similar like thing going on there with like a lot of heal and like they would push down buildings, and they just didn't let Secret get to their timings. Like they already had a Rax before Wisp was level 15.
Wasn't that was that the Meepo game though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it was the Meepo
So
game.
Meepo is banned out.
Meepo's already gone. Yeah. So now I'm hoping. That's why I'm like I'm hoping they have something because you need this extreme like it just kills everything that's in front of it. So maybe a Leshrac or something like that. Lesh is gone, so...
Yeah, OG's been consistently banning that.
Yeah, because I don't want them to end up with the lifesteal or something.
Yeah.
I don't...
Other teams had tried the lifestealer against the IO and it did not work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too slow, right?
Yeah.
Like you get this Midas Radiance timing, and you're still weaker than the Wisp.
Yeah. And they also have to... Okay, there's a tiny pick, but Jarex has played it now, Thompson has played it, so they'll probably like hold on a bit. They'll see who plays it later. Because we played against the Bristleback mid with Iron, and that was spooky. That was frightening.
The other ones they've played are Gyro mid, Troll mid, and Windrunner mid. So a bunch of these like attack speed or attack targets, I guess steroids kind of thing.
So in this Secret versus Liquid game that Team Secret had picked the IO, Liquid went for a Chen, a Tidehunter, an Earth Spirit, a Leshrac, and a Meepo.
Yeah.
So the Meepo and Leshrac are banned out. Tidehunter's still available, but we're not enthusiastic about that hero. But Bristleback gets selected instead.
This was Liquid versus... Or no, this was Secret versus Vici, right? That they picked Omni Bristle versus the Alk?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they ran this Omni Bristle and they won the game in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that's what they're going for. I mean, I'm guessing that. And I think they kind of stole it a bit from OG now too, the Bristle. Limited their options.
OG had a Wisp, right, with it though? It was like Omni Bristle Wisp.
Yes.
That was way scary, but they have a Chen to kind of like take place of the Wisp.
Yeah.
Oh.
Most likely a no-tail of that.
Yeah, because I feel like how the drafts are setting up, like Liquid actually have a chance here to get a draft that they can end this game quickly with.
What about a 3 Abba?
Yeah.
You late in against the Omni Knight?
I mean, I'm guessing that's like something like that. I haven't really seen. I know that RNG played a lot of Abaddon.
Some of the Chinese teams play it as a 3.
I didn't look at a lot of replays though. I'm not really sure how strong is in lane or what his timings
They go like 0-2-1. They skip Miscoil early, and then they go early like Vlad Solar Crest and just kind of buff your team up.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just straight up take Curse at 1 and just harass.
Yeah, just hit people.
Yeah.
So they Liquid picked Earth Spirit, right? Last time they were against Wisp in the Secret game.
Yeah.
So I think they're kind of like confident, right, with what happened.
I think they're feeling pretty good right now.
But they're still lacking the most important thing in that draft, in my opinion, which was the Leshrac and the Meepo. These are heroes that take structures during the downtime period, which Bristleback can kind of achieve that, but he needs some levels and some farm. He's definitely much slower than a Meepo or a Leshrac.
Yeah. So the last pick for Liquid is interesting. But on the other hand, like they'll see OG's picks now, and
Timbersaw. So a hero that can deal with Bristleback. Obviously, if you have reactive armor, then you're not too concerned about Quill Spray being spammed on you.
Yeah, I mean for OG it's good that they picked this because they need to buy time when Liquid are running down lanes. So, like they can cut waves, spam out creep waves. So they need something like that.
How does this Wisp scale to like 30, 35, 40 minutes? Like, do you think this
games never go late enough?
No, I have a feeling like if Liquid don't have like a substantial advantage by Wisp hitting 15 with Axe, I think this game is going to be really hard for them. It's just too much consistent damage without them being able to go on. Like they have an Abaddon just shielding this Wisp, right?
Yeah,
like, if it gets to that point, then Liquid are not ahead. I think this. We still have one more pick. Like maybe they'll pull something out. But how it's looking right now, like they need to get an advantage within the like first 20-25 minutes.
So even if the game's even at like 25 minutes, you think they'll lose, right?
Yeah. I feel OG
should be
What a
looking great hero Wisp is these days.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is nothing new. IO being first phase picked is a very common thing in Dota 2 history. It's
True
just
that.
not in this role exactly.
No, exactly. No. That's the funny part. You're just first picking. Everyone knows it's your carry. It's carry Wisp right there.
I mean, I don't think it's had this high of a win rate, right? I think it has like maybe one loss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember like back. I think it was TI when it was released, like TI 3, I guess. Then I'm pretty sure the win rate was insane.
The first TI that he showed up was pretty insane.
Yeah.
Even though it was very Western biased, very few Chinese teams were doing it. I think it was just eHome at the time with their tinies and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that was like TI 2, I think. And they won every game they played.
That's right.
Really? Yeah.
But other teams were still sleeping on it.
Yeah.
But every single that's one of the reasons why I considered Liquid. I had mentioned this on an earlier draft panel. Earlier in the season, Liquid weren't looking too great, and it's because IO wasn't in captain's mode.
Yeah.
Because you had a free ban against Liquid every single time.
Yeah.
Just now, it's a carry IO, which it's a brave new world.
No, the funny part about the carry IO is it's not some high skill cap. It's nothing like that. It's
Pretty straightforward.
It's very straightforward. It's
You go Bassi,
Yeah.
you buy a Helmet Dominator,
Yep.
you buy Ags, you buy Heart.
Win the game.
And once you have Heart, you can ditch your Hod creep and tether your mid laner
Yeah.
or your off laner.
Which, that's a good question. So do you think OG are going to look for someone to enable with their IO, like how they did the Bristleback in the past, or is the dude self-sufficient enough that if you have like the Tiny and the Timbersaw, that's the only partner you need?
Yeah, I'm a little curious how they're thinking about the lanes here. I don't think Thompson plays Timbersaw.
I haven't seen it before.
So-
it may have happened.
I'm guessing this is an off-lane Timbersaw.
Do you think there's any world where this Wisp is not a carry?
Okay. Oh,
Now there might be, actually.
I think it's a mid gyro.
yeah.
Okay.
Off lane, there's side lane Timber versus there's Bristleback.
Yeah.
And then a 4 Tiny, a 5 Abba
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
Wisp.
One Anna. Okay.
That sounds about what they would do. No, because I think if Wisp is still viable as a 4 with gyro. Because that lane, if you play that right, it's really strong.
Or you can just let both of them be cores,
Yeah.
and then it's really, really strong.
Then it gets extra spice.
So Liquid needs a carry or a mid, depending on what they want this Bristle to do.
OG is expecting it to be a mid because they banned out the Shadow Fiend.
So I think the Bristle gyro lane is actually decent for the Bristle.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a Templar assassin, but we'll go to another Weehawk Classic. It will be the Wind Ranger.
I like the idea of the hero better. I don't know how good it is this game. I'm not sure. I actually don't think it's that good. But like the idea is correct. Like you have spells that you can use on them.
It has a lot of damage that they can actually kill the Wisp at the start, right? Even through shield, I think. The Wisp is killable if the winner has like, MKB, BKB.
Right.
You can't really stop him.
And
Wisp
obviously-
doesn't really go MKB either for the evasion, so.
It's rare, but I guess also in a traditional sense, like IO being tethered to another unit gives potential shackle targets, stuff like that. But this is the last potential game for Team Liquid. Will they be able to stay in this grand final bracket? Maybe Purge can give a little bit more explanation as we pass to him with the last word.
If you guys are just getting here, IO is the carry that has been dominating the tournament, at least one of them, and Liquid gets a chance to see if they can break it, but the downside is that they don't get the same heroes that they were able to use earlier to defeat it, so it's going to be a lot harder to beat it. So what they ended up doing instead is trying to abuse Chen. One of the benefits of Chen is that his aura increases the healing that any of his nearby allies or creeps give, and they're pairing that with another hero that can heal, Omni Knight. So those two guys can heal and buff up their strong tanky hero Bristleback and make him pretty close to unkillable. But on the other side, what OG's playing around with is also pretty strong. They've got Io, they've got the Tiny, they've got Abaddon who can also buff up, but most importantly they have Timbersaw. And Timber's a hero that has some flexibility in how effective he is, but most importantly his first skill will reduce the strength or primary stat, and there's a lot of strength heroes over on the Liquid side, so it's very possible that Timber can run away with this game if he has a good match. Keep an eye on him. Without further ado, Game 4 of the TI Grand Finals. Let's start at the casters.
Thank you, Purge. Game 4. OG up at the moment in this best of 5, 2-1 against Liquid. Their last two games, some of the most dominant performances we've seen from them from the entire tournament.
Yep.
In this game 4, Liquid, they have had the chance to switch it up. We're not seeing the TA. We are going to be going back to the Weehawk Wind Ranger. It is something a little different. It's something we know he's good at, but is it good enough to beat the OG IO, Giannis?
They've definitely looked to go for something that's more early game centric. The last two drafts, they went for the Tidehunter, the TA, and a Jug, or Tidehunter, TA, and Lifestealer. Very slow paced draft. This time, they get their Chen. They've been very good with the Chen, as we saw them also playing it earlier on today. They're very good at playing aggressive and making moves around the map, either with GH playing a Tusk or GH playing Ursper. I feel like I always see them having one of these two combos with that Chen to make those moves around. And Bristle back too. This is a very early paced hero as we see the Goo as well as the Spray get picked up at 1 and 2, and you are pretty much the strongest hero on the map when you have that. And we see them immediately set up with an aggro tri-lane. They have a Headdress on Kuroki for that extra health regen, and they really want to put the pressure to shut down Ana on the IO.
Let's see if they can do it. We saw some scary stats on the Ana IO low into this game. He is 19-1 in the last 20 games he's played. And of course, here at TI, 5-0. No one has been able to beat him. Liquid are going to have to see if they can do it in their last chance here.
No, this is the Goo that we're talking about, that really strong level 1. Well, they can actually go to dive, though. He has a shield available, and they actually can. He doesn't have a salve on himself this time around, though, like he did in the last 2 games. And also, I believe with the carry IO, not every single time, but they did have an Elder Titan with it most of the times. That's where I feel like it helps a lot when you're playing into aggro lanes, because you cannot aggro tri-lane into an Elder Titan most of the time. So this time it's going to be a Batten who's not nearly as strong as that ET.
Oh, we'll see Liquid with that start, able to make sure that the creep wave meets underneath the tower so they can get them the creep equilibrium in their favor. Very interesting to watch some of these other lanes, see how Weehaw can get off to a start against the Topson mid Gyro. He should have a decent shot here, right, in this 1v1?
Yeah, he should be able to. He has higher base damage. Yeah. The thing about Gyrocopter is you have this godly animation. One of the best animations in the game that's absolutely instant on range heroes, and you have missiles, and you have a Tiny who's going to constantly be throwing Weehaw back into the tower.
That's a lot of hands there, and it all looks to add up. They drag him back. He's got the point in the win run, looking for the body blocks. Jarex won't be able to quite get it entirely, but still able to get a good amount of damage done to Weehaw in mid.
Has to be careful for that next toss back as Jarex is going to go for it again.
He is. Jarex going deep behind the tower, seeing if he has the control. Up he goes with the toss. Topson closing in. Wimrun's back online. As Weehaw can hold his distance, but OG already getting incredibly aggressive in this middle lane.
It's the way they like to play with the Jarex on the Tiny. Just run around, shut down the mid laner. Doesn't matter what hero it is. You're going to be able to just throw him every single time he walks up for a toss. Weehaw gets his full salve off.
We're certainly seeing, though, down bottom, this tri-lane, it is able to bring these heroes down pretty low. Obviously, the question is if they can push them over the edge and get the kills, but the aggression certainly is there. And once the level 2s come out for the 3 members of Liquid, we'll see that pressure amped up even more. Jarex is going to come down, help turn this duo into a tri-lane from OG as Kuro pops the Fairy Fire, won't save it. Miscall from No-Tail, gets the kill. Now Ana's going to be the focus. Miracle and GH trying to get on top of him, but a quick body block from No-Tail and a shield handed over to Ana will mean that Liquid cannot chase any further.
Just eyes on Jarex, right? Jarex is going to just move from lane to lane to lane, looking to just punish the aggressive tri-lane of Liquid, as they can't really respond too well. Chen, not really a hero that wants to be moving around TPing at all. It's GH who has to respond to any types of ganks that Jarex does, and it doesn't feel nearly as good as an Ursper, and he's kind of limited on mana as well.
So it sort of talks about the mid, talks about the bottom, this top lane. 1v1, Seb versus Mind Control, the Timber versus the Omni. What do we expect from this matchup?
I haven't gotten to see this one too often, but I think that they're both going to just be able to farm. I think Seb might actually be able to bully Mind Control a bit, just because you don't have to worry too much about your regen. While on Mind Control, you have to worry about your mana sometimes. But I think they're both going to just end up trading farm and pulling creep waves and whatnot like that, so should be relatively even.
We're definitely seeing, though, this pressure down bottom is continuing to make sure it's very hard for Ana to farm with the rolling onto No-Tail. Liquid I'll take one out of the lane. Ana only being able to get 4 CS so far in this bottom lane. Already Liquid's change up in draft and different approach. It's looking so much better here in the first 3 minutes of game 4.
Oh, for sure. 16 and 11 on Miracle, right? He's getting all these free last hits and denies.
They are running this bottom lane perfectly, keeping this tri-lane advantage.
Top is just manipulation of creep waves, because I think my control is starting to realize that if he stays toe-to-toe versus the Timber, he's going to have some problems, so he's cutting the wave. Bottom. Jarex is running over toward the area. He's only level 1, though, so still not having that stun available for the Tiny just yet to go for those toss back into the tower and stun plays. And it looks like they will be constantly burning the mana of No-Tail with this Satyr Mind Stealer that is keeping him very low on mana.
For Liquid, obviously the interest to keep this pressure on, and then they have to find objectives with it. Ana, as the IO, will have that comeback mechanic. Sort of once he hits the level 4, going into the jungle, using the spirits to farm those neutrals. So they've got to make as much as they can happen in this favorable lane setup that Liquid have. Another commitment on towards Anna, separating him from Notel. He'll be able to tether himself back across. See if they can beat down through this overcharge. Notel pops the stick charges, the spirits around. Turn towards Miracle, but Mango's popped. He still has the mana to fight with. Another shield will hold them off.
It really is a pretty fun lane, though, coming up from OG, right? He's like, oh, I just heal the IO, and the IO heals me. So they're going to be able to always do that and be able to remove all those blue stacks off with the shield as well. It's actually a really clever lane coming out. And he's even maxing, or putting multiple points inside that miscoil for the health efficiency. He miscoils the IO and heals himself for even more because of that.
5-minute runes come up. And OG, they want to try and tackle this 3-on-3. Notel doing his best to draw their attention away. The avalanche is out onto Miracle. Jax tries to chase the other, but Liquid, they'll be able to grab both of them. Taking the bouncy runes away. Only the one going the way of OG up top. As Liquid continuing to look like this different approach to the lanes is certainly the answer they've been looking for.
They're not killing them, though. They've only killed Notel once because of how many stick charges they're getting fed down here. The Bristleback just constantly spamming the Quill, spamming the Goo. Everyone's sitting at like 10 stick charges every time they try to make an aggressive move. Now Miracle is up a bit far here.
Jerax is going to be able to make sure that Miracle cannot make the smooth run up towards the top. Another shield's out for Notel. He may be low, but he's more than safe. Jerax with the toss-up. GH pops the stick charges. He's trying to escape. Notel keeping on top of him. That Aphotic shield's going to pop soon. It may not even need to as GH is running. One more right click or a miscoil out. That'll do it. The shield pops. They get the kill. And it does fall, though. Liquid getting the trade.
Nice. And he actually did not pop his magic one there. A bit too much damage coming in. I think the Alpha Wolf and the right click from the Chen caught him off guard how much it actually was there. But mid is the big one. These rotations from Jerax from earlier, Thompson has over a full level advantage onto Weehaw now.
He's struggling.
34-13 to the 19-4. This animation and just getting that extra Wraith Band early really coming into play. And bottom.
Roll up for GH, but a great toss from Jerax. Keeps Anna on top of the Earth Spirit. Spirits are out though. So the damage looks like it may not be there unless they can keep the vision, and they can. Tossed in, stick charge pop though. GH. He's got Miracle by his side. They won't be able to dive for him, and Liquid keep them all alive.
But, so they've done a good job bottom of making sure that Miracle's farm. Thompson, though, getting aggressive top onto Mind Control. They should be able to chase this one back. The counter out of mana. They popped the Shrine for some mana for the Timber, but Mind Control will be fine. Liquid being forced to use their bottom Shrine too, because the one thing that they're doing, they were putting pressure on and they were getting good farm, but the sustain that's actually coming out from this bottom lane is just too much for them mid here. As Ana is starting to get this farm built up to those 20 last hits.
The mid lane seems to be the focus for Liquid. They've left Miracle alone. They're trying to collapse in onto Thompson. Thompson, he gets the cooldown off, but the Hellbear smashes in with the clap. Liquid making these moves around Kuro and his army. Getting the pressure on, catching out Thompson mid. Got to keep this tempo up. They're starting to really show that they have within them what OG's been bringing in the first 7 minutes of the last 2 games. They can match this tempo.
And look at Miracle, but down bottom, even pulling away these 2 heroes, even though they do have all their wand charges built up. Now it's up to 17 as well. He is pushing them away from the creep wave. That double sustain, though, coming into play.
Back to Mold's mid. Another collapse here from Liquid as they look to dive in on Jerax. They get the kill. Thompson's going to look to try and turn, keep himself on top of Kuro. He has his army ready to tank some of the damage. Thompson is not going to be able to get this kill by the looks of it. Another one charge from Kuro keeps it back alive. The cooldown will be dropped, but Liquid, they can get themselves out of range of it.
They have so much damage in the mid lane right now for Liquid. With Weehawk rushing that Javelin build, he's able to actually punch back onto Thompson pretty hard there every time he does commit forward for a kill. Gives a lot of time to Seb, though, as they made that 4-man rotation earlier. Now he's all the way up to level 8. He's got the max reactive armor.
Same to be said, though, for Mind Control. We're seeing pretty much continuation of an even farm between these offlaners.
Yep.
They're both getting exactly the same amount out of this top half of the map. And so far, no one else has been interesting coming over and getting involved. Now, though, that will change. GH and Kuroki, they're looking towards Seb. Going to bring in Weehaw as well. Weehaw, the focus fire. Have they got the control? There's the rolling with the stuns. Shackle shot follow up from Weehaw, along with the power shot. Will do it. Liquid making the maneuvers to put Seb's happy little time on that top lane to an end.
Great use of the Divine Favor there from Kuroki to bring Weehaw around freely and saving his TP, so he can constantly move around the map if he has to respond to anything else. Very nice aggressive move, and that's the Javelin coming into play. Since it's magical damage, it's 100 bonus magical damage when you use that Focus Fire versus Timber. Who cares if he has 25 reactive armor stacks? They get themselves a decent amount of pressure on the tower too, getting it down to about 700 HP right now.
Seb's going to come back in, make sure that tower doesn't fall too early.
GH is already moving his way toward top. They don't have another Divine Favor to bring into the Wind Ranger.
So I feel like it's a hard kill without that damage that Weeha offers.
Feels like an impossible kill without Weeha.
The three of them can only sort of sit the side and watch as Seb farms the wave under the tower.
Yeah.
See what their intentions are with this move. 10-minute runes are going to come up. See if Liquid can keep a favorable hold of them this time. Mid lane's going to be the focus. TP's coming immediately, and he sheds the shackle off actually before the missile connects. He's able to turn right-click into Jarex. He's tanking the tower too, Jarex. Lines for the power street. He's not going to be able to find it though. Doesn't get the angle, and Jarex, he can continue to walk away. Liquid are chasing. Another power shot will be available in a second. Can Weeha hit it? He's going to try. Not going to find it, Jarex. He's got the position to TP out behind the trees and will make it back to safety, but Weeha does live.
He wastes so much of their time there, and even a TP to protect Weeha. What does that mean? That's just the space. This is what OG wants to do, right? Allow Ana to catch back up after he had a little bit of a rough laning start and get the Dominator, and the Dominator is finished now at this 10-minute mark. So that is where you really start to get enabled quite a lot in the IO to make your moves around the map. But Liquid, they're trying to keep the pressure going. Don't let OG get away with that greed that they're trying to pull off right now. Try to get some tower damage. Every single time a tower is going to start getting pressure, though, you'll see this rotation by Seth. He wants to make sure they don't actually get any of these towers too early. He doesn't have many reactive stacks built up just yet, but he will be okay.
Mid lane Thompson. You see a dive here from Weeha. Weeha tried to close in for the kill, but he didn't have the damage to bring Thompson down. Thompson was able to just drop the combos. Weeha, he got in close range for that attempt.
And you got to be careful as well. Ana, he's jungling in the area, so he can just easily tether, hop. I don't know if you guys did the overcharge there, I didn't catch the end of it, but he can easily tether in it. You can get a little bit of extra HP regen that comes into play.
Looking for Jarex.
Jarex again.
Committing with the magnetized, TPs will now start to come into play. Thompson's here, Jarex still alive. They're trying their best to hunt him down through the trees. He'll be able to toss back the Hellbait Smasher. Rockets dropped to keep the magnetized going. They'll get the kill on Jarex. See if they can find anything in return. OG Thompson, he's on top of Kuroki. GH, Weeha joining the gang. They're surrounding Thompson with a Divine Favor, bringing Weeha in. Liquid, they're going to be able to get both of them. Kuroki making these moves across the map, bringing in the team when required. Kuro, he's 3, 1, and 4. Every single one of these 7 kills has been down to Kuro and his map movements.
And his aggressive plays. They're not expecting these recalls. They're not expecting these Divine Favors at all every single time he's been able to set it up. And he's almost got a mech finished up on this Chen so early on. It's going to be a lot of burst heal. And like the draft panel mentioned, you look at Liquid's draft and they're really trying to set the tempo. They're trying to be aggressive, get early towers down with this Chen, with this Bristleback, and try to get an early roast and get that big advantage to take advantage of carry IO. You have to try to take advantage of it somehow.
They're waiting there on the high ground. They'll immediately burst through the Aphotic Shield. No-Tail. He's trying to run. The Smasher's after him. No-Tail's got the backup of Ana. Mind Control's going to head in. Liquid, they're diving on forward. GH will be kept safe by the Heavenly Grace. Kuro may have dove a little too far this time. Will be surrounded. The 4 of them take down Kuro, put an end to his reign across the map. As OG responding in their numbers now in that middle lane, they won't let Liquid get away with this any longer.
They still, OG has a very strong way to fight, even in the early game. Even if they do have a greedy IO pick, it's what it provides you, especially when you have a Gyro. Gyro is all about that early fights, same thing with Tiny. And even Timbersaw, but Seb right now, we know he doesn't really want to show up except for the tower defenses. And he's also going to be matching that Chen, who's going to be an early mech. It's actually going to be a mech Timbersaw since they have IO. So this amount of sustain that could come out from OG pretty soon is going to be pretty hard for Liquid to deal with. As Seb, he actually jumps forward for GH.
Hey, goes deep. Weeha's going to turn with the focus fire. Seb, of course, has got the max reactive armor. Thanks to that, Shackle won't lag. Seb, continue to back off. Chains out, back over the river. He's fine. Liquid will try and turn their attention towards Thompson, but with No-Tail by his side, they cannot dive up to the high ground. Seb holding them back.
5 Liquid heroes in the mid lane. Trying to brawl again at the same time as last game. It's 13 minutes in, and there's 9 heroes or 8 heroes positioned around this area. They want to go for No-Tail, but he's got ulti.
Miracle's going to continue to chase this under the Titu, and they will get it. Seb is trying to turn. The missile is out onto Kuro. Does Seb have the burst? Not quite. Magnetizes out, and Seb has to retreat. Shackle does latch. Liquid. They've got the lockdown. They've got the roll forward. The kickback. They'll crush him. It's Liquid. They're diving again.
They want top.
They got a bit of a flavor of how OG was playing in these last 2 games, and they're saying we could do it too. Thompson posts the cooldown. They won't go too crazy. They'll let him live. They don't want to dive up towards the tier 3. They know TPs are coming in.
They have to make sure they're hitting the tower because the side lanes are being split push. Ana as well as Jerax are actually pressuring these other 2 towers. And they're not even going to get this one here. It's down into deny range. OG might just be able to deny that mid tower if they choose to do so. Liquid with an overzealous dive there, not losing anybody, but the side lanes giving a lot to that Tiny as well as that Io. And we know the timing is all about just waiting for Io to get not only Aghanims, but get that level 15 talent. That's what OG wants.
He's diving in. Onto Kuro with the flag as well. Hand of God will not keep Chen alive today.
GH will not get TP'd out. Jerax actually TP's in and gets the toss off at the exact timing.
And OG's actually not done, as they are still hunting for action. Miracle the focus. Thompson's got a DD. A power shot does come out. Lands on Thompson.
Bit too aggressive there from Thompson. He'll throw down the call down just to clear the
The Shackle actually reaches across the trees, but no tell. He's there with a shield. Thompson goes with the TP out. The focus fire, but they have the damage. It's not enough. Thompson saved. Normally. A spray on the way out. Thompson will escape. Liquid, it's 9-6 in their favor, but the net worth difference, it's pretty much even. As you say, sure, Liquid, they are bringing the aggression, finding the kills, but space is being given to those important members of OG.
Yeah, especially Ana. Halfway to that Aghanims already. Level 11 finished up. He's got the Spirits applied slow, so he can fight as soon as he has that Aghanims, of course, with the talent, but the big one is that 15, that extra Spirit Hero damage that does come out. But yeah, look at this immediately. Seb now positioned up top. He wants to push the top tower as soon as Liquid is positioned in mid. And Jerax already looking to set up down towards the bottom lane. Liquid have to just get these towers. Have to get some type of map advantage here.
Once Ana has the Aghanims, things are going to start getting very tricky for Liquid when they turn up like this.
Yeah.
The Spirits will be out.
Yeah, and they have Bristle. That's a good thing, right? Bristle can be good versus the Io. If you can get on top of him, the goo. You don't have the highest armor traditionally on the Io, but he's versus an actual counter. Timbersaw, very good versus Bristle back at all stages.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's just that farm game. OG.
Got mind control. Looking towards Seb up top, but it's hard really for these heroes without the shackle shot. Or GH getting a beautiful angle. It's very hard for them to kill Seb.
It's very hard for them to kill pretty much anybody if they don't have Weehaw. If they can catch some of the supports and running around by themselves, they can maybe pick them up, but they really need Weehaw for the damage. The rest of them do not really provide that at this point in the game versus what they're against. Magnetize can be good, but there's a lot of ways that they can deal with it. Not only with the tankiness of how they are, but also there's an advantage when you just remove it a lot of the times.
And Seb, he can just get away with this, pushing this wave into the tier 2 every single time, knowing that sure, if Liquid do come for him, it's going to be so many of their resources that it's probably going to be worth it for OG to have Seb positioned that aggressively and for him to draw that much attention towards him. Thompson's getting space, Ana's getting space.
Look at that build by Thompson. Diffusal Gyrocopter.
Wait, what?
Diffusal? Gyrocopter.
Trench Diffusal Gyrocopter. Fancy that. Thompson doing something I don't think I've ever seen this.
It's interesting because it's going to provide a lot of mana burn, which is going to be annoying for Liquid. It gives you a lot of agility and it gives you ways to run around and chase heroes down, I guess.
It's different. They've got the kill squad getting mobile again.
They can transition this into a Roche. DD rune on the Bristleback, they've got Pipe. Yeah, they can easily do this one with the Medallion as well. However, OG, they know what's going on. They can look to contest this as well. As do they have the Aghanims finished up? It's almost there for Ana. And they're pinging it. Now they're aware of it, but it looks like it's almost too low for them to contest with all this minus armor. Liquid will get away with this one.
And let's see what they can do with it. Aegis, Pipe, they have those early tools to start making moves. Start looking towards some of these tier 2 towers.
Ags is complete now on the IO. So Ags IO finished, and we're about to hit 20 minutes. So I'm assuming that OG is going to buy the tome, give it to that IO so he gets the extra spirit damage. Liquid, they got to group up and try to get something big here. They got to catch out these backlines heroes. They really have to get on top of the IO with a nice shackle shot in for Weehaw to focus fire him. They have the control and stun the IO.
Hunting for Ana. Won't quite find, but no, definitely, yeah, thinking about it, this diffusal blade, I see what you mean. It does make sense, right? There is, you look at what Miracle and Mind Control in particular.
They're completely dependent on their mana.
And they're dependent on the fights being drawn out, right?
Yeah.
They revel in situations where the fight continues. And sure, they can't kill them quickly necessarily, OG, but Thompson, he can burn, he's going to take their mana away, and they're going to be essentially sort of these useless, tanky targets on the front that OG can then ignore and look for the more volatile kills.
And he's acting as this like super frontliner. And Bristleback is a hero that if you don't have mana, you don't have damage. So if he's just going to be burning the Bristle, I can see it. You know, I can see it. And he's super farmed, and look how tanky he is. 2,000 HP on the Gyro. There's going to be an MKB finish now for Weehaw, so his damage is going to be very high as Seb's getting slowed down. He's got greaves available, but he's getting burst.
I mean, they're bringing him low. He's got the shield. Now they'll be able to turn. Cooldowns dropped down by Thompson. And here we have it. Miracle. His mana's gone. He's able to pop the stick, get it a fair bit of it back, and he's able to head back in, pushing OG back behind the racks. They're getting a good amount of damage onto this tier 3 tower. Liquid. They push on.
On IO. That Spirit Hero damage is there now. Ana gonna join the fray finally.
There we have it. Miracle's mana. It's pretty much entirely gone by Thompson's focus. He'll look for what GH is. He's trying to off, but he can't get out. There's no mana. GH! He's dead, and now OG, they have that numbers advantage for this defense. They'll try and change the ball. Thompson, the Rocket Barrage brings Miracle down. Then the Shackle turnaround. They're looking for Jax. Jax backing away. Thompson focusing Miracle. Miracle's still out of mana because of this diffusal. Jax, he's in with the combo. The GA is out. Weehaw will fall though. The magic damage is there for Thompson. Miracle's trying to run. Another stick charge pop, but Jax can shut him off. In fact, Jax, he's ready to try and look for more potentially. There's only the once.
To go for the back line.
Thompson, he's on top of Kuro. Another cooldown's there. The toss back into the combo. Jax has the control. They're all getting picked apart as Mind Control falls. Miracle is surrounded.
And they're all dead.
Able to get this as well. OG, they will hold.
And they're even taunting. They toss him to the dragon. Holy crap. Thompson, the defusal.
The defusal
is absolutely working.
Something
for all their mana.
that I don't think anyone would have expected to see. Gyro, the deciding game. The defusal blade Gyro, it is perfect
for
this point of the match.
He just did an insane amount of damage, front lines the entire time, and then Ana just has free reign to get all that Spirit Hero damage, and it's back completely the other way, and it feels like the control is just gone.
Like what do you do? When your mana's gone, what do you do?
Oh my god. OG starting to take over the game completely here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Showing new ways to play the game at this incredibly late moment in the tournament.
And now Thompson has an Aghanims as well, so not only is his regular hits going to be proccing that... yeah, he's going to be burning a lot of mana.
And then just moving into the base now, OG. They're pushing in. Flag starts to force Liquid back. They'll focus Miracle. Miracle, he'll get himself out and away. The missile is out. They're trying to put the heals to save him, but Miracle's dead.
Too much damage.
Jax is in with the combo. They'll bring down GH. GH has buyback. He'll buy back immediately. Weehaw's going to be back up in 5. Fortification is popped, but OG, they're not going away.
They're too healthy. They still have greaves available for Seb as well this whole time. They're pretty... No-tail's kind of low, but once they pop those greaves, everyone's going to be topped off.
A tier 3's going down. 22 minutes again, and in a match where it looked like Liquid had the pace to maybe bring something different, but we're back to the same place that we were in Game 2 and Game 3.
There's no stones for GH. He can't contribute anything. There's no magnetize either. They're just taking this rack.
It's gone. They cannot get close to hold this. As OG, we'll see what the plan is next. They'll back off.
They're happy with that. Why not? They can back up, clean up shrines, but I think if Liquid chases out, OG can definitely just turn to look for the fight. They have no cooldowns that they're waiting on. Everything is available for them, and they're just so farmed right now at this point in the game that Liquid, they're walking out together, but like I was mentioning before, there is one stone on GH, and that is it. So his team fight potential, and he's pretty much the only team fighter on the side of Liquid right now, is just not there.
And OG's ready to go back. And again, Jackson with the wrap around the combo down onto Mind Control. The cooldown's there. Liquid out to back off. Again, Mind Control's mana pretty much got. He's able to pop the stick, get the GA off at least. Can they fight for the duration of it though? They're getting towards Seb. Wheels a pop. Sends back pretty much up to 4. Jackson with another combo onto Weehaw. Weehaw stunned up. Weehaw dead. Miracle's the new focus. The missile followed through. OG pushing Liquid back to the base. Mind Control out of mana. Thompson with his diffuser blade picking them apart. Roll 4 for GH for Seb. Cuts him down. Chakram. Double kill. They're pushing on OG. Liquid getting forced back to the base as Liquid have nothing.
to offer, folks.
They're just giving, look at this, they're diving Fountain in TI Finals. They want Kuroki in the Fountain as well. They're gonna get him, they're chasing Miracle as well. Oh my God.
I can't believe this. I can't believe what we're seeing in this game 4. OG, you thought you saw it all in game 2, you thought you saw it all in game 3, there it is, gold! OG are your 2-time TI champions, they've done it, folks!
And in what a fashion. These last 3 games didn't even seem close. Liquid, they had something going for themselves, but then they hit the brick wall. OG is the best team in the world. They are on a completely different level.
No question, they are so far ahead of anybody else that plays this game for a living. Game 2, 3, and 4 were absolutely ridiculous. The showing was magical from OG.
They just seem to know exactly what to do with whatever draft they're giving. It doesn't matter. They have so many different drafts, so many different play styles. They can execute all of them. Liquid seemed like they stood no chance after that first game.
And they've earned their money. $15 million, just over it, in fact, going the way of OG for this victory, on top of the $11 million they won last year.
Unbelievable performance by them, and in such a style. Busting out the carry IO in the final game, having a Timbersaw that they haven't played too much at all either. These guys can play anything.
They absolutely can. Innovators, magicians, bringing something new to the game, and when it counts the most in the grand finals. Game 1 was shaky, we had a bit of fun. Game 2, 3, and 4, they played their hearts out for every single minute of the matches. OG, the best team of all time, and with this, their second TI win. And not just the second TI win, but the second back-to-back. They do it 2 years in a row. There is no question that we are witnessing the best team of all time.
I'm at a loss of words from the way that they played this. It was just an absolute beatdown. They're just way too good at Dota.
And this sort of accomplishment, the first team to do it, 2 times back-to-back. The thing that so many TI winners in the past have dreamt of. Winning 1 TI, of course, is fabulous, but to do 2, that was always the goal for all of our previous champions. And here, in 2019, the International 2019, OG are the ones to do it first. The 2-time TI champions, OG, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have it. The team, I believe, preparing to lift up what is rightfully theirs for the second time in a row. There he is, Seb himself, leading the crew up to the podium. You cannot help but be awestruck by what this team has shown us in this entire run in these 2 years, and now in the grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's OG!